From downtown, this is Tim Kitzer from NBA Jam, and you're listening to NintenDomain Podcast. Boom shakalaka!
This week on NintenDomain, we're going to talk about why Pokemon is like Yakuza now and Xenoblade, plus October keeps churning out the hits.
You stole my family. I don't have time for that.
Happy 40th anniversary, NES. I hope you get Nintendo games for your birthday.
Happy birthday, Nintendo Entertainment System. Welcome to NintenDomain Podcast episode 494. Your place to hear Nintendo fans talk about new Pokemon releases and anniversaries and whatever else. And we are your hosts. I'm Trey, Level V Johnson.
I'm Jeremy. Wait, I thought I beat it. Shit. Bukowski.
I'm John, still rocking Knitter.
Still rock on Knitter.
Highland.
Right?
Yep.
Isn't that how it works?
Mm-hmm.
I still haven't played that game, but I should.
It's a good one.
Yeah, let's start off the show as we normally do and talk about games that we got and games that we've been playing. There was a big game that came out last Thursday. A little game called Pokémon Legends Z-A. Z-A.
I've been wanting to hear you talk about this.
Yeah, have you, what do you think of... I haven't watched any of the reviews of the game. And I've
heard some reviews, but I haven't watched it.
I listened to like a little bit of IGN and Rebecca, what's her face? Rebecca Valentine said exactly what I was like, God damn it. Now I heard you say it, but I already thought it. So she compared it to Yakuza, but I had this thought first because my mind is supreme and the prime mind of the world.
Yakuza like a Pokemon.
But no.
That's why they called it Z-A.
Well, I mean, the game is specifically like Yakuza 4 is the one it's like more than anything else. Because if you know, like every Yakuza game takes place in the same area, like roughly you have the same map for everything, but every game adds like a different place for you to go to make it so you're not in the same place all the time. You know, the first one, yeah, you're in Kamurocho the whole time. But then 2, you go to like, was it Otenboro or whatever? You were there in real life, but they call it a different thing in the game.
Dotenbori.
Yeah, but they call it Otenboro in the game. But it is that place that you went to. It's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But they do that in the second one. And in the third one, you go to Okinawa, also, and Kamurocho. But in the fourth one, you go to the top of Kamurocho. You go to the rooftops, and you go to the sewers of Kamurocho. And that is what you do in Pokemon Legends Z-A also. And it really reminds me a lot of that particular Yakuza. Because, yeah, there's a lot of climbing. Like, you climb up the ladder, and you get on the top of the roofs, and you walk around. And apparently there's sewers later. I haven't gotten to that yet. But there is an underground area as well, which is what they did in Yakuza 4. So they must have been like, saw like the city mechanics of Yakuza and was like, let's do that. But I do think it feels really unique in that way. Just the fact that like most Pokemon games take place in like a big open prairie or whatever. And this is within a city and that's it. You don't leave the city and go to like a grassland or whatever. It's all within the city and it's all within, like I said, you going up to the top of the things or later below or whatnot. And Pokemon are everywhere. Like it does really feel like that. The idea that you wanted, like what was it, Rhyme City or whatever they called it, in like Detective Pikachu, where all the Pokemon are out with everything. That's how it is here too.
Like the intro to Detective Pikachu is so cool. Like they're just everywhere. They're like buzzing through the park. Like they're replaced all the bees and stuff.
I mean, that's how this is too. They are all over the place. You can catch stuff in the wild area, but you can also catch stuff outside of the wild area. Like Pokemon are just out doing things. Like I thought it was really cute and funny. Like you go in the alley and you see the dumpster and you see a bunch of Trubbish Pokemon running around there. Trubbish are like the trash Pokemon. They're hanging out in the dumpsters, and I was like, oh, that's hilarious. That's where they would naturally be. And I just did this like side quest today where I had to take like this food garbage away from this restaurant to try to lure these Trubbish creatures away from the restaurant to take them to another trash can so they would leave them alone. Like there's these fun like side quests that you do in there, like that sort of thing. But it kind of feels like the Pokemon are hanging out in their natural habitats. Like I went to a wild zone that was in a graveyard, so it's filled with like the ghastly Pokemon and the haunters and the ghosts of Pokemon, at the graves and all that. And I was like, that's really cool. That feels like that's where they would be if they actually existed or whatever. And there's like a cool side quest you get to do with that, where an older lady, she was going to see her husband's grave, and Sableye like popped out and scared her, and she lost her ring there. So you got to go back and find the Sableye and defeat him, get the ring back, and all that stuff. And I'm really enjoying the side quest stuff that you can do, because a lot of it is like, go do this for this Pokemon, and they'll be like, oh, hey, the Pokemon likes you now, so you're having. So like a lot of them, they actually end up giving you the Pokemon that you do the quest for at the end. So you get a lot of them through that way. But yeah, and you can go out, you can catch them without fighting them like you could in Pokemon Legends Arceus. But now there's the big thing that makes this like Xenoblade is the turn-based battles are gone. They're completely gone now. Everything is action-based now. So it is exactly like Xenoblade Chronicles. It does the same thing where you have the arts that will like power up and you can only use them at a certain time, and then they have to recharge, and then you can do them
Everything's
again.
on cooldowns.
It's Xenoblade, yeah. It's got the attack Xenoblade thing to it. And
then are you as a trainer, can you like get hurt, or do you have to like?
Oh yeah, no, you can get hurt. I've been killed like 7 times so far, and I've played the game for about like 15 hours, I guess, since it came out. And I was actually playing this like, because there's these Mega Evolutions are a big part of the story now, because they have the Mega Evolution DLC that's coming out like in a few months and all that. That's additional story. But I guess the idea is that the Pokemon that are running around in Lumiose City, they can Mega Evolve on their own without trainers. So it's like, oh my God, Chaos Mega Evolved Pokemon. And you have to try to find a way to fight them. So you're going to, figure out different ways to Mega Evolve your Pokemon or whatever. But I was playing a Mega Evolve boss, and I kept getting killed because I didn't realize that I had to dodge too. That like myself as the trainer has to get out of there, because it would do like this big like area effect like spell that would like cover like a big circle in the middle, and I just didn't realize that I just needed to be paying attention to what the boss was doing and just get the fuck out of there when it starts doing that, because you get like hit like 2 or 3 times and you get knocked out, and then you have to start over again. It like you don't really have like a life meter or anything, just like the screen kind of like gets darker. There'll be like this like shadow stuff that shows up around the sides of it to make you think that you're when you're getting hurt, and then it'll eventually go black, and it'll be like you got knocked out. It'll be like, do you want to start from your last save point? You want to do the battle again? Do you want to go back to the title screen? Like that sort of stuff. So you do game over from your trainer getting attacked by Pokemon or whatever. And there's alphas in there still. They got the giant Pokemon from Arceus. Like you feel a lot of the same stuff from Arceus in there, except for one of the big things that kind of sucks, and this bothers me, and I saw it bother some other people online too, is you have to trade the Pokemon to evolve them again. Where like in Arceus it was all a single player game, and you could get like a link cable item that you would like put on, you would give to your Pokemon, and then you would evolve. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. You can trade online now, but there's no global trade system anymore.
No Wonder Trade.
Yeah, no Wonder Trade, no global trade system. So it's like, all right, well, if you want to do this, you got to do all this other shit too. You got to have the Wonder Trade and you got to have the GTS, but it's not there. So that's like one big complaint I have with the game. It's like, why can't we just evolve stuff single player? And I guess you can find the final evolve forms of them roaming around certain spots of the town, but I'd rather start from the beginning and go through. So I mentioned on last week that my niece is getting married this Saturday, and who's also a Pokemon fan. But my sister and my nephew are coming to our house in 2 days, and my nephew is going to stay here with us, and we were going to play a bunch of Pokemon Legends Z-A because he's a big fan of Pokemon. So I've been getting all my Pokemon ready that I need to trade to evolve. So I'll be like, hey, let's trade all these ones. So
how old's your nephew?
He's 17. He's in high school now.
I was gonna be like, you could give him a bunch of like cringe words like Riz, like name your Pokemon Riz and stuff. But he's too old to
No.
to need to tease like that.
What, like the Boom Boom cookie guy? Isn't
I don't
that
know what
isn't
that
he like
means.
the Riz too? I don't know. There's some guy that's like a social media person that's
Probably.
that's on AEW that just the only reason I know him is that he's wrestled on AEW.
Basically, what I'm saying, and if it's going over,
But they
your
call
head,
him like the
you're fine
Rizzer
for
or
it.
something like that.
But yeah, there's just a bunch of like slang that young kids use, and a lot of times people are like, "What are they talking about?" And it would just be funny to have all your Pokemon named after those terms.
I'm not a namer of Pokemon. I don't like doing nicknames to my Pokemon because ever since the very beginning of the game, like the very first Pokemon Red and Blue, like I tried doing that where I named them all, but then I got fucking confused as to what was what because back then, it wouldn't really. It was harder to figure out what the Pokemon was. Like if you named it,
because the sprites there was only like a couple different.
If you
sprites
call it
for
like
those.
Riz, and you won't know what the fuck it is, because you can't really tell. Now you can.
Probably a Rattata.
Now it's easier because you can see because the graphics are better. But yeah, back in the black and white Game Boy days, like I tried giving them all different names, and then I fucking got lost. I'm like, I don't know where's my one at. I don't know. They all look the same, and they all have stupid names, and they don't have their real names. So I just don't name them anymore.
I just sent a bunch of on Pokemon Shield. I sent out a bunch of. Of course, you remember. I sent out a bunch of starters named NintenDomain.
Oh yeah, the NintenDomain Wonder Trades. Yeah, no, I miss. Yeah, I miss the Wonder Trade stuff. Like I said, that's a big like miss on this one, but no, I think the game is really fun. Like it's super quirky. Like it's written well. It's weird.
What do you think about it compared to like the last couple of games? Like, is it obviously this isn't meant to be a mainline game, but like, is this better than Arceus, or do you remember Arceus well enough to know if it's better?
I mean, I really liked Arceus a lot. Like I was big. I mean, I think I said on this very show that Arceus was one of my favorite Switch 1 games of all time.
Period,
So I mean, Arceus has a very special spot in my heart, and there is a really cool reference to Arceus in Z-A, which is really neat. Like there's a museum.
I would hope so. They're both Legends games.
Yeah, there's a museum you can go to that has like an exhibit about the time of Arceus, so you can go and look at all the towns and like the outfits and stuff that you had in that
that's
game,
pretty cool.
like in glass cases. And I was like, this is fucking cool. Like it's nice to see because the other game took place in the past. There's this whole like historical exhibit about Pokemon Arceus that you can go look at.
That was so cool. Like that, I forgot about that aspect of Arceus. That it was early in the beginning. Days of, like, people getting to know Pokemon, and I think it's gonna be hard to top that. I bet.
I think what they're trying to do is like Arceus was like the beginning of Pokemon, but this one is supposed to be like the future. Where everything's like more in the future, and it's like, oh yeah, this is much.
Do you feel like it's futuristic or more modern?
I guess more modern. But Lumiose City was supposed to be like the height of technology, like in the Pokemon world. So I mean, I figured that was why they had it take place there, and it has a giant building in the middle of it, which was maybe a reference to Tokyo Tower or something like that. I don't know, but I mean, it feels like a different world. Just the fact that it's that you're in a city, and you're like main person that like lanes that takes you through the story or whatever is named Urbane, which I thought was hilarious. It's like so urban that his name is Urbane. Instead of just saying urban, it's Urbane with an I.
Which is how all of his country friends describe him.
As Urbane, yeah. And it.
What about like? Hold on a second, I just blanked out. Oh, what is like the environment like? Obviously, it's a city, but is it supposed to be Tokyo? Is it supposed to be like? Because there's always like a real world city kind of basis or real world locale kind of basis for the Pokemon games.
Yeah, I don't know.
Does this seem like something like? I mean, it's a huge megalopolis or whatever. Is it supposed to be like New York City or like?
Well, yeah. The only comparison I had is like, the tower in the middle of the city reminds me of like.
Wait, doesn't it take
Tower.
place in the same universe as XY?
Is that where? I thought it was.
Somebody.
I thought it was Diamond Pearl. Isn't Diamond Pearl where Lumiose City is?
I don't recall. I do have XY, but I barely play. Or I think I have X, but I barely played it on the 3DS.
Oh, you didn't play. You didn't play XY?
I think I heard. I
beat that one.
It was probably NBC where I heard that this was connected to, and they said it wasn't like a spoiler, so that's why I said it. But it was connected to XY in like a more direct way.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember where Lumiose City was. I guess maybe it was an XY. For some reason, I thought it was maybe it was referenced in Diamond and Pearl also. But I beat XY. That was one of the few Pokemon games that I got all the way through. But as far as
how does it hold up technically? Because I remember the previous one, folks were ragging on it for it not necessarily performing well. How's it perform?
it definitely looks a lot better than Pokemon Scarlet Violet did when it released. Like I haven't run into any areas where like, you know, like the water areas were like the worst on that game, where I'd go there and the frame rate went down to like 10 FPS or whatever all over the place. I haven't really noticed anything like that. But I mean, this is a Switch 1 game running on Switch 2, like with a Switch 2 version. So I mean, it runs 60 FPS. Like it's plenty smooth. You know, I haven't really noticed anything. I haven't noticed the, you know, like the choppy animation, like when you're farther enough away from everything. I've seen like some characters pop in, but not as scarily as they did in Scarlet and Violet. That's for sure. But that stuff doesn't bother me, like the pop in or not. But I mean, it seems
but
to.
Have you seen any of the like like Godzilla versus Rodan like effects where everything's like really stop motion looking, or do you find like everything's like nice and smooth?
I mean, there's not really stop motion in Godzilla and Rodan because they're in suits. they're people in suits.
They had to use
in suits and giant.
Rodan.
In giant.
Rodan was flying.
Yeah, they used flew him with strings. I just watched it the other day. I watched.
Fair enough.
I watched.
I just meant like
I watched the one from
before,
space, but Rodan's in it. But no, it's not really. It doesn't have that stop motiony animation that I've seen. You know, and that was when they had so much stuff in the in the area at the same time. Like some of them would do, they would drop it down to like 5 FPS, but definitely not in the Switch 2 version. As far as Switch 1 goes, I don't know because I've never played that version.
You don't need to.
But I mean, I heard it's. I don't know. I heard it's okay. I mean, is it not? I don't know. I haven't really. I guess like I said, I haven't really watched.
I haven't heard anything bad
it,
other than what you said about maybe there's some pop in, but not like as far as draw distance and stuff goes. Like at least stuff that's far away looks like it's far away and not just painted on the landscape or whatever.
Yeah, and and everybody has like. Everybody's Pokemon are out, and and you can have your Pokemon walk with you too. Like, you know, I know it seems like such a small thing, but it's really cool to see your Pokemon just waddle around with you wherever you're going. You know, I mean, I know they do that in some of the other ones, but it still looks neat. And everybody who has a Pokemon has their Pokemon out in the city. So you kind of walk down a hall, you walk down a street and you see a bunch of people with their Pokemon standing next to them, like in scale and all that, and you can go up and talk to them, and they make the same sound that they've been making since the Game Boy game. But I mean, it is kind of, I do like it. I do kind of like it that it's still the same, and it's just like, whatever when you go up to them.
Mostly, I've just been I'm low on funds, and I got to save up for Metroid, but mostly I was just like, so far I haven't gotten any sort of vibe like I'm missing out. But also I remember like
I think you would enjoy it, but it's doing something different than other Pokemon games. But but it's not the big new one. But if you like Pokemon, it's fun as hell. Like I
like it.
It's got the same it's got the same loop as every other game. Like I'm still trying to find every fucking Pokemon. I got 60 so far. I have 60 total out from the Pokedex and all that.
How many are there in the game?
I don't know. I didn't look.
Probably like 70.
Yeah, right. No, there's more than that. I mean, as the ones that I've seen, it shows that there's at least like 140. Yeah. But I mean, there's like 2,000 total or something like that, like ever of all the Pokemon. And then
I'm trying to remember Scarlet. I think there was hundreds.
Because they cut it down. Like there was that whole controversy about it. The whole like Dexit or whatever they call it, where. But
then it started to build up again.
Where you don't have the whole Pokedex available at once. Which who fucking cares? Like I said, there's like 2,000 of them. That's a fucking lot. Like you can't expect somebody to catch that many. It's going to take you like hundreds of hours to get to that. Like I didn't really care that we didn't have every single fucking Pokemon in every game. Like it's fine. It's fine. I've never completed a Pokedex, but I'm not going to do it when there's like 2,000 of them or whatever. Like that's way too many. I always want to. Like whenever I play this game, I'm like, one of these days I'll complete a Pokedex. But we'll see. We'll see how many are on here, but probably not.
Now, as far as like the layout of the game, can you kind of see, or are you far enough into it to see where like DLC might be a thing, or are you more like there's just so much to do that you're not worried? Like, are there like locales you go to that are locked out or whatever that you think the DLC is going to add?
I haven't found anything like that. I mean, I think everything is pretty much available up front. I mean, I have run into areas where I'm like, oh, I shouldn't be here. You know, there's like level 40 Pokemon.
That's good, though.
There's like level 40 Pokemon destroying me, and I should definitely not be trying to catch these ones because they're killing me.
I like that.
And I found like plenty of way too high level alphas that are kicking my ass where I'm like, oh, okay, I need to get the fuck out of here.
I forgot about the alphas from Arceus.
They're here too on this one. And so they have these wild areas. There's different wild areas. And it's like there's a gate that you go through, and when you're inside there, you know, there's Pokemon running around and you can catch them. But you can catch Pokemon outside of that too. That's not the only place that they're at. But there's different, you know, when you get there, if you've already seen the Pokemon, it'll show you like a silhouette of them in the wild area. And if you've seen it and you haven't caught, like, so it'll tell you like, all right, wild area, there's 7 different types here. And if you haven't seen one, it'll just be like a blank. It'll say like question mark. Or it'll show like a silhouette if you've seen it before, but you haven't caught it. So it kind of like lets you know how to, if you've got them all, and you can try to like complete each wild area, which I've kind of been trying to do that too. But there's different numbers too, like as to where, because every time you level up, you know, the idea is, you know, you start at level Z. That's why I said I was level V now. You start off at level Z and you want to go all the way to level A. So you'll basically. And there's a night and day system too. Like it'll turn to the night, and once it becomes night, all this, you know, then it's like you get to fight all these trainers that are out, you know, and you fight them, and you try to acquire enough points to get a card that will let you challenge the letter that's in front of you, and then you go and you find that person who is in the. It honestly kind of reminds me of like I don't know like fucking Battle Royale or something like that, where, you know, there's like the whole, here's the alphabet of you. And you need, or like No More Heroes, you know, where you had to kill your way to the top of the it's kind of reminds me of that, because you have to find who's letter V. You got to go find them. You got to challenge them. You got to defeat them, and you're letter V now. And then you got to find the next one after that. And you go through the same scenario where you go and you fight, you know, you go fight within the battle zones, and you have to get your points up high enough to challenge the next guy. Yeah, it's like Battle Royale, where you're, or like I said, or like No More Heroes, where you're fighting up from letter to letter.
So is that the main like conceit of the game, or are there still like gyms you have to go to, and maybe there's like you have to be at least this level to, or is there truly 26 different people that you're just trying to defeat to get to A?
Well, I guess the letters are kind of like your badges now. Is kind of how it works.
Okay.
You know, like, you know, when you get like a certain badge, it'll be like this, you know, Pokemon up to this level will obey you, and the ones higher than that won't. That's basically how this works. Like, depending on how high you are on the alphabet, that is what will tell you whether you can control like the high level Pokemon or whatnot. I think mine says that I can control up to 40 level. My like team that I've been walking around with is around like 30, you know. But there's it's like that sort of thing. So that's pretty much
the starters are all like established Pokemon, right? Like they're not introducing new Pokemon here.
So the starters were it was Tepig and Totodile and Chikorita are the 3 starters. And I went with Tepig because I think I used him before. I think he was from Black and White.
Which one's Tepig?
Tepig is the fire pig.
Okay. I should know.
His final evolution is Embor, is what it is.
So he's a boar, but he's a fire boar.
Yeah.
I get it.
Well, he starts as a little pig. It's Tepig to Pignite to Embor. And I was like, I'll do that one. And actually later you meet like a professor, and she'll actually let you choose the classic starters too. So
Chikorita's grass type, right?
Yeah, Chikorita's grass, and Totodile is like, it's a water crocodile.
Okay.
But there's like a professor that you meet, and she'll be like, all right, do these things, and there's different levels you'll level up, and she'll give you like new hidden machines or whatever that you can use to upgrade your Pokemon. And at some point she'll call you and be like, hey, come to my office. And you come to your office, and she's like, here's the classics. Which one do you want? So here's Charizard and Bulbasaur and Squirtle. So you do get to pick those, the OG. I went with Bulbasaur just because Bulbasaur was my first Pokemon that I ever picked in the original game. So I got one of those. But I think eventually you can get all of them, just like how you could in Arceus. At least that's what I'm thinking. I know Arceus, they let you have all the starters at the end. and I'm sure eventually you can get all of them. But I've really been enjoying the side quests that you do, like with the different people around the town. Like I like that, and there's like platforming in there now, which is kind of, I don't know, hit or miss. I guess sometimes it doesn't feel like it works as good as it should, but there, because you can climb up and there's like girders and stuff, kind of like Donkey Kong style or whatever. But there was a side quest where Froakie, the Toad guy, was like, beat Froakie's time on all these different obstacle courses, and you have to like go up, and you can't really jump. You can only run and roll, but you would have to be like, you have to run and roll at the right amount where you go from one girder to another to climb up to another thing. And there are like little obstacle courses and put in there, and that kind of got a little frustrating at times where I'm like, I don't know what you're supposed to fucking do here. And they'll be like, all right, just get to the end in 50 seconds. And once it gets to 50 seconds, it just cuts you off. So they won't let you just get there and figure out where the end is. You got to figure it out within the timeline or whatever. But it can be fun too once you get used to it. And there's like ramps. There'll be like a little ramp where you can jump up to the next one. But if it's not ramped enough, you won't be able to jump up to it. So that can be kind of confusing too, I guess, for some of the rooftop stuff. But I think it's enjoyable. I got it with my final voucher, with my final Nintendo voucher. So I only paid $10 for it because I bought that voucher a long time ago. So it was like, it felt like it was free.
Oh, you just paid for the Switch 2 upgrade, you mean?
Yeah, all I did was pay for the Switch 2 upgrade with the voucher. So I was going to say, if anybody's planning on getting Metroid Prime 4 and Pokemon Legends, if you buy the voucher, you can get both of them for $60 instead of $70. So you can save $20 still, because you get the 2 vouchers for $50, and then you pay the $10 upgrade for each of them to get the Switch 2 version. So you can get it for $60 instead of $70. So there is that option still. That's probably going to be the last games that they ever do that for. I was really surprised that, I guess I'm not that surprised, but I was thinking that maybe you'd be able to use a voucher for like the Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 that came out, because that was like technically a Switch 1 game, even though it was still $70 for a Switch 1 game, But no, I think that's why they made it $70. Whatever. Like, no vouchers for you. It has to be things that have already been announced.
The both of you have been playing that collection so much, it was worth it.
Playing what collection? The Galaxy 1
the
and 2
Mario
collection?
Galaxy collection, yeah.
Yeah, neither of us got that.
Mm.
Yeah, I didn't either.
My nephew has it, so I can try it out, I guess. It's just, I have it on Wii U already, and also it seems kind of weird to pay like $40 for a game that isn't even optimal. Like, it doesn't even play the way the original one did. It's not any way as good because of the gyro pointing, and like it's not even like the definitive version. You're getting like a lesser version of what the actual game was for like a higher price. It's I don't know.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
If it was the first time it showed up in HD, that'd be a different story. But I also.
Or if it was $25, that'd be a different story.
Well, I guess it.
It'll go on sale.
It's in 4K. I guess there is no Mario Galaxy 2 in 4K, right? Or
I guess.
And I don't think the Mario 3D collection or whatever had Mario Galaxy 1 in 4K. There's a lot of games coming out in October. There's plenty of other shit to play. I thought about it for a second, but that was when I thought you could maybe use mouse mode, but you can't even do that. That's only for 2 players. So whatever.
Cool for people like your nephew who maybe have never played it before.
Yeah, I'll ask him about it. See what he thinks of it, because he probably didn't have it on Wii. I'm sure. That was a long time ago.
I'm just worried I won't understand what's happening in the movie if I don't.
If you don't play the game, yeah. Who's Rosalina? Who's that? What the fuck? But yeah, Pokemon Arceus, not Arceus. Pokemon Legends Z-A is cool. I like it a lot. Do I like it more than Arceus? No, I love Arceus. But Arceus is more like, Arceus, you could like fly around on the Pokemon and you're on this giant world, and this world feels giant too, but it just feels different. But I don't think it's by any means bad. Like, I think it's a good game, and it'll probably most definitely show up on my list somewhere at the end of the year.
But you don't feel like I'm missing out on the Riz or whatever by not playing it.
I think it's fun, and I think you'd really enjoy it if you had it.
No cap.
So I think you would like it, but it's not. I don't know. Don't miss your bills to go out and get it or whatever. But it's a fun Pokemon game.
Doing that for Metroid.
If you want to play a new Pokemon game, it's pretty rad. But yeah, I think that's. Is there anything else you wanted to hear about it. I talked about it for like a half hour, so that's probably enough.
I think that's good.
There was a funny thing I was doing in the game. My quest for glasses, as I had it in the like right when I got the game. I was like going, because you don't get to choose from that many things when you're picking your character. I made my character whatever, like generic person. I name all my characters Lodo because I can never think up a name, so I just call everybody Lodo from Dragon Quest. I've been doing that for years, and I finally found like a little shopping area that has a bunch of there's a lot of really cool clothes that you can buy too, like super fashionable clothes or whatever. And I went and I got this like really cool haircut, like I got my hair chunked like teal and purple or whatever. And I was like, yeah, it looks awesome. And I spent like $4,000, 4,000 Pokemon dollars or whatever on my haircut. And then I was like, I found this glasses place. I was like, I should get some glasses. And the glasses are like 15,000 Pokemon dollars. And I was like, oh my God, that's so expensive. So I spent like all this time in the game just like running around trying to raise enough money to buy glasses. And I finally bought a pair of black rimmed glasses for my character. But it's like real life, glasses aren't cheap, so
there's not the PC expensive anymore where you can just go and like get online. Because I mean, the PC was in the first Pokemon game. I feel like you could just go to like
what do you mean
glasses.com and buy some glasses.
No, you got to go to the glasses place. Well, I mean, I couldn't buy them because I didn't have enough money.
I know. I'm just kidding.
But now, I mean, the same as Legends, as Arceus. There's they have the PC thing, but you don't have to go to a Pokemon Center to take your Pokemon out. You can just do it at any time. You can do it from your menu whenever you want to. So
because you're using that one Pokemon as a phone.
Oh, the Rotom or whatever. Yeah, the phone Pokemon is still there, and you still get calls from or whatever. I guess what's kind of interesting is you're like an outsider. Like you're not from Lumiose City. Like you show up on a train at the very beginning of the game. I was like, man, this game feels like Animal Crossing because it's got that part with you with the train, like going there and like
cool.
it has like something like that. And then you get there, and then this Urbane like shows up and talks to you like right when you get there. But you're like staying at a hotel. Like you're not, you don't live in this area, so it feels more like, I guess it does better like to bring you into the game because you are this like outsider person that doesn't even live there because you're staying at this fucking hotel with this giant lurching looking weird dude that looks like a giant version of the fucking what's his name, of the Goblin Prince from like Labyrinth. He looks fucking weird. There's this big giant like 8 foot tall dude that owns the hotel that's like kind of lurching around like asking you to do different stuff or whatever. But yeah, once it opens up, like I had like a pretty crazy week last week of working a lot, and I just wanted, I got everything done. I got home. I was like, I just want to play Pokemon. I just want to have some drinks and play Pokemon, and that's basically. I remember I drank. Jess and I, we drank a decent amount, and Jess went to bed, and then I stayed up and Pokemon some more, and I passed out at some point, but I woke up and Fortnite was on the screen. I don't know how I got there to that, but. I woke up in I wasn't playing. It was in the main menu. I was like, why did I start about Fortnite? But I saw a character.
How many V-Bucks did you buy drunkenly?
I didn't buy any. I think I wanted to see like what kind of horror skins they had because they're doing all the Halloween stuff now.
Oh, right.
But I think I just passed. I just don't remember why I would have started. And I don't remember closing out Pokemon or whatever and going to that. But I found a character that looks just like Timothy Chalamet's character from Alien Earth. And I posted it on Twitter and Blue Sky or whatever. And I think that was my last awake thought before I passed out from a lot, from being tired and drinking. And that was at like 10 o'clock. But yeah.
10 a.m.
Yeah. No, 10 p.m. I was out early. I was waking up at 5 a.m. for the fucking Dan Patrick show for like 3 days. But that's that. I'm still playing Trails in the Sky. I know last week I said I was going to finish it by this week, but I think I'm actually in the final dungeon now. Probably, maybe, I don't know. I'm 70 hours into the game. I'm in the final fucking dungeon, hopefully. All my characters are truly back now. You can play as whoever you want. And I got the update. That update that we said that we thought were never going to come out. It came out like right after we recorded last week. And now it has, like a, whatever. It has like a gameplay mode and a visual mode where it's basically, it's 4K at 30 FPS or it's like 1080p at 60 FPS or whatever. It has that mode in there, which was promised when the game was announced, was launched, but it wasn't there, and now it's there. And there's like a first-person mode, but you can't walk around in the first-person mode. You can just look at people, so it's not as cool. I was hoping I could roam the dungeons and like in first person. That'd be cool, but no, you can't do that. But I mean, I still love the hell out of these games. Still one of the best battle systems I've ever played in any RPG ever of all time. So I will say that. I'll be saying that forever. And yeah, great characters, great story. I really want to beat it though, because I feel like I'm at the end, and there's only more RPGs coming out, so I wanna try to get through it. But that's it.
I'm glad this is this is one of your white whales as far as you wanted to beat a Trails game. Well, not Trails like the other Trails, but this Trails.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Well, Trails is in the same world as Ease, and I love all the Ease game, and the Trails was like the dark spot for me. But they were like, oh, you got to start from the first one, and then finally they made this really good remake of the first one, and they're like up for the Joystick Awards for like best remake of the year, and I got on there and voted. I got out there and voted for Trails in the Sky first chapter, and hopefully they win it.
Well, that says something. You like this game.
I don't know what happened. I followed like one person on Twitter or whatever about Trails in the Sky, and now my Twitter feed is 90% Trails stuff, like all the time, which is kind of cool, even though that Twitter is a trash heap and all that. But I mostly everything I get is like for like his suggested posts is all Trails in the Sky, or just Trails games in general related stuff, and I'm not mad about that. It's cool to see. I don't mind seeing other people enjoying that game. So there you go. But yeah, you guys talk. I've talked enough.
Well, sure. I can talk a little bit about what I played this week, which is really just Hades 2. I mean, I play a little bit of UFO 50, but
we've only let you talk. We've only heard you talk about Hades like just a little bit because you were gone for like 3 episodes, and then you were there for a minute, and we talked about Japan, and then you left again. So we haven't really heard a whole lot of Hades stuff from you.
Well, I've played enough of it now that I'm like fully into it. I was starting to get a little like worn out on it because I kept dying. That's the way these games are because they're roguelites. But the system of like permanently buffing yourself is like a lot more robust in this because it's all based on this like pot where you're throwing ingredients. And anyway, like the game in some ways, like I was thinking tonight, like it moves a lot quicker. Like you feel like you're opening up the world a lot faster, but at the same time, there's just so much, like so many extra things to collect, so many different relationships to build. And, the more you play, the more like now that you have familiars, you actually have to build your relationship with them to make them stronger. And I've unlocked I think I have 4 familiars now. You can only have 1 at a time, but I have this cool cat that I've kept in my party since I got the cat. But also, like, I actually don't understand completely what the end game is here. And maybe this happened in the first Hades. I'd have to go back and listen. But I remember I beat Hades and I was shaking because I was so stressed out while I was doing that last fight. And the first time I beat Hades, it was just so hard. But I beat Kronos, like the villain of this game. I beat him this week. And it was only my second try. And he has 2 different phases. And I just annihilated him because the boons and stuff I had gotten on that path were just so good, and including some chaos boons, which I don't know if you remember from playing Hades, but you'll choose these certain things where you take a lot some sort of extra damage, or it's a risk reward thing where you lose something for a certain amount of battles, and then once you get through those battles, you get something better in return. And I had just done that so much that, yeah, like I said, I just wrecked him. I feel like he was probably trying to switch into a even stronger attack right as I killed him. And I was like, okay, am I going to see credits? And I was kind of excited. I actually had Slack open on my phone to post I beat Hades 2, but I didn't see any credits.
Let's say that would have been quick. I'd be like,
and even after I beat the boss, he was like, I'll be back. He didn't say it like Arnold or anything, but he did say he was going to be right back. And the boss is Kronos, the god of time. So it kind of makes sense that he's just like, oh, yeah, I'll just go back to an earlier time where I'm not dead yet. So that's basically what he said to me. And I'm like, God damn it. But I don't know if I talked about it that much last time I was on the show, but there's also you're going down to save your family, but you're also going up, climbing up Mount Olympus to help the gods win their war against the Titans or whatever. And I got to Prometheus going up, and Prometheus keeps kicking my ass. So
Prometheus
supposedly
is like the creator of everything, right? Or
Prometheus. Well, no, Prometheus is the one that gave fire to humans because that's like one of the I don't know, one of the most famous stories from Greek mythology is that like Prometheus is one of the Titans that actually empathized with humans and wanted to give them fire so they could survive. And he wasn't supposed to do that. And like for doing that, he was condemned to eternally be like chained to this mountain, and an eagle would fly down and eat his liver every day. And then he would like just writhe in pain, and then his liver would grow back. And then the next day it would happen, and just ad infinitum. That was his punishment for giving fire to humans. And this is like the Titans were like the originals. They were the like Kronos and think about like that painting of Kronos devouring his child or whatever. That's really popular. It was like a Goya painting that he supposedly like was kind of going crazy in his old age, and he painted it on the inside of his cabin. Like people didn't see it till after he died, but it's this painting of like Goya devouring his child, and it's like he's holding this body with the head gone. It's a very famous painting. Yes,
yeah, it's notable that people say it's the most gruesome painting ever.
It's pretty gruesome, and it also like says a lot about where Goya was. But that's art history shit. But this dude is like the ultimate evil. Like Hades was the guy you had to beat in the last one. Turns out Hades is your dad, and you guys kind of get along. So you're actually like saving Hades. It'd be like if in Donkey Kong Country 2 you were saving King K. Rool or something. Like, so I actually got down there and I talked to Hades, who's also my dad, because you're like the younger sister of the last protagonist. And Hades is basically like, no, just leave me here. I want to stay locked up. And then I'm like, what? But he doesn't let me save him. And then I fought Kronos, and it was only the second time I fought him and I beat him. But it's a cool game. It's a fun game.
He has to like atone for his sins or something. He's one of those. He's like that guy from Tales of Symphonia that like, even though he was out of the prison, he still like wore his handcuffs forever. Like,
right.
Like one of those people, right?
Well, maybe it's like Prometheus wanting to liberate every day, but not everyone can grow their liver back nightly, But Prometheus is also, I guess, according to this, and I had never heard this before, but supposedly he was like the god of foresight. So like he's able to see what the best outcome is of any decision he makes. So it's like he's got a little tiny bit of time traveler in him, but not that much, or like a little bit of, foresight. But his brother is Kronos, who's the god of time. So like they've become a team in this that you're fighting. And so like Kronos runs time, and then Prometheus chooses the best rounds of time. And they make it kind of seem like it's going to be pretty hard to beat Prometheus. So I think that's the true like boss of this game. Or if it's not him, then there's somebody beyond him, because Kronos was a little bitch and I just kicked his ass. So I don't know. I like this game. It's huge. As far as their relationship stuff goes, I'm still courting a nemesis who's literally the goddess of strife. She's one of the children of the fates, I guess. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of mythology that explains who she is, but she's literally my nemesis. And we start out hating each other, and I'm trying to win her over. And as of now, that's my like highest relationship level in the game. So I'm trying to like date her if I can.
I've actually seen a bit of the game. My brother-in-law has it, and every time I've gone over there in the last week or two, he's been playing it. He's pretty hooked on it too. And so,
have you tried it? Have you tried it out?
No, I didn't try it, but I just watched him play it, and it looks very polished, like super polished. Like it's very clean.
It is
very nice, like details on the like the menus and stuff, like the little flourishes. The GUI is really really attractive. And also, I was noticing the voiceovers. Like I commented to him, like this voice acting is like really good, like top notch.
It's really good voice acting, and it's also like incredibly instance related. So there's just all these lines that you're only going to run into if you've got a certain combination of things. So every time you like die and you go back to the beginning, people are going to say different shit to you, like, oh,
Yeah.
you let that whatever enemy killed you. Like, oh, what happened? Did you like get creeped out by this enemy that killed you or whatever? And their conversation with you is relevant to like what you've been doing. So I really like that. Like, I haven't run into many repeated lines of dialogue other than kind of the canned dialogue that I say when I click on things, but that's like a huge, that's always been kind of one of the big things about Hades since the first game came out is the voice acting and kind of like giving this like character to the gods, the Olympian, the Greek pantheon, and also kind of revealing how much they suck at the same time because they're the gods, but they also are like super selfish. They're very human, even though they're gods, and they're very trite and very like petty about stuff sometimes, and you never really know if they like you or they hate you. So it's a cool game. I highly recommend it. Hades 2, like I'm really happy it came out on Switch first as far as the consoles go because this is where I wanted to play it, and it's basically all I care to play whenever I turn on my Switch or when I want to play video games in general.
It's Hades or the other one, right? UFO 50.
I mean, I still play UFO 50, but I haven't made much progress in it. Like, I'm on I think my 10th playthrough of Pilot Quest because I really want to get that cherry, but that boss you have to chase around the map is really annoying. So I just keep finishing the game so that I can get slightly stronger to fight that boss. And I still haven't beaten him, but I plan on doing it eventually.
There's one that I haven't gotten into.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you ever get to Pilot Quest, John?
No, I didn't get into that one. I did kind of try a new one this week. I say try it. I tried them all when I first got the game, but this one I was like, I'm kind of in a strategy game mood. Let me put some time to try to figure this one out. Bug Hunter is pretty cool. It's one where you're, it's pretty simple. Like you're just kind of sliding your character around on the screen. There's no real it's very limited animation. It's like the type of strategy game you might have found, say, on like a PC in the mid 80s or something like that,
I think Bug Hunter's like on the UFO 50 chronological list. It's like the second or third game. It's pretty early up there.
It's early on. Yeah. So once I kind of got the rhythms of it, it's like, this is kind of fun. It's a little different, something a little bit outside of my usual purview. So that's kind of the point and the fun of this whole game, I think, is just, trying things you wouldn't normally try. So
I want to play that game. I haven't been able to wrap my head around how it works.
Which the bug one?
Yeah, because it's like I said, it's because the first game's the Barbuda, which I've finished thanks to watching a Games Done Quick like a speed run they did, and then and then as far as the second one, that's the ninja one where you're like on a scrolling left to right thingy, and I don't really want to beat that, but I understand it well enough to where if I put my if I put my gumption into it, I could probably finish it, but it's just, it annoys me so much. But that Bug Hunter game, like there's this level of strategy to it. And it's one of the earlier ones that makes me think, because I want to get my 10th gold.
No, I played Bug Hunter. I actually did play that one. That's like the top down one where you have to,
I just don't understand it.
It's like you have to move around, but you have to you can attack like certain squares, right? But you can only do like so many different things, but you get items that'll give you. I tried to fucking around with that, but it wasn't very good.
Attacks or something.
So you have a certain number of moves to make before the bugs will evolve and get harder. So your objective is to figure out what's the best moves that you can make to kill them and try and get rid of as many bugs as you can. But before they evolve and get tougher. So that's essentially, there's other things like there's these gold pieces which can explode. Like if you want to collect the gold because the gold's going to get you the ability to buy more stuff, but you can also like shoot the gold and the gold will explode and kill the bugs within within the vicinity. So you might rather like try to place a bunch of gold around the board in order to knock out as many bugs in one go as you can. Yeah,
So it's kind of like Donkey Kong Bonanza, where the gold.
pretty much, yeah. Which
Yeah,
I guess I didn't realize until until Donkey Kong that gold was an explosive like that, and I guess this game confirms it.
Yeah,
So,
it is.
I don't know. I'd rather sell my gold. Don't blow it up.
You might need it to mine with or something. Mine for other gold by exploding things.
It's a pretty fun game. It's definitely like the drier, more like cerebral variety. The one that I've been really playing the most is again Rock On Island. That game is really got its hooks in me.
So do you, when you play it, do you upgrade your character?
Not usually, and if I do,
I only
figured
figured out recently that you could upgrade the character, which like blew my mind. I didn't realize I wasn't like clicking on the spot where you could make your shots stronger and stuff.
Yeah, I might do that toward the end. I think it's smarter to first focus on placing your men at different corners.
Yeah,
like figure out where are the corners and intersections where they can get the most shots off, or basically where you can get the most value out of each little guy.
Placement, yeah.
Yep. So do that first. Then I think lately I've been trying to upgrade certain guys to tar guys. I think the tar guys are absolutely key.
The ones. Yes. Because they slow down people when they hit them.
Yeah, because then your neighboring cavemen who don't cost that much, they might get 2 or 3 hits versus just one if they got a tar guy next to them. So,
do you use the campfires to make them stronger?
Yep, I'll use the campfire, and then that's the other thing is get to cooking your chickens as soon as possible.
See, I don't understand the chicken thing. Like, you should explain that to me.
So the chickens,
currency, right?
The chickens, meat is the currency, and every turn your chicken will offer +5, right? Just as if it was like laying a chick or something, I guess, and get more meat out of your chicken. Yeah. So, but you can also cook your chicken, and if you cook your chicken, then you get a +10. So if you put your chicken next to a single fire, then it kind of turns red in one turn, and then by 2 turns it will cook. Or better, you put your chicken next to 2 fires, and then it cooks in one single turn. So then you'll get.
It's one of the keys to cooking. If you don't have time, just
more fire,
double the temperature,
more heat on it. Yep. That's it. And so I find it's best to try and double your number of chickens in every turn. If you prioritize that, if you get to a rhythm where you can start doubling your chickens by like turn 3, I think at the latest, then you're on a pretty good course.
I'm pretty far into it. Like I think I only have like 3 more marks on the map to like clear out. So I'm just kind of wondering what your strategy is, because I've tried so many different strategies, and obviously the map matters, but some of them I feel like I could just upgrade my guy and just focus on that, and action style, like get rid of everybody,
mow them all down,
and that's fun. But very quickly you'll be like, they'll do the pterodactyls or the mosquito guys that'll just like skip over the level and kill you really fast.
Yeah, so that's about where I'm at the first spot where mosquitoes are introduced, and mosquitoes are different because they'll go right for you. They literally suck. Yes, they do. Instead of going for your cave, they'll go right straight for you first to take your health away that way.
But if you're between them and the cave, they'll just fly straight to the cave.
True. Yep.
So the placement of your character is important if you want to like divert them away from the cave.
Right. But then there might be instances like I'm at one level right now where there's a cave at the far south of the screen, and then there's 2 caves way up north.
Yeah.
And your character is, can't run or anything. So you kind of have to like, and it's large enough that the screen has to scroll, so you can't see.
I hate those ones.
If you're north or south, you can't see what's happening on the other side, and then you might just die suddenly and wonder why. Well, most likely in the one that I'm on, the cave is right next to the jungle where the mosquitoes are coming from, so they just go straight for it. Yep. So you have to like. It's a phrase I use a lot. There's a spinning plates aspect to this game, right?
The other thing to remember too is like the mammoths. You have to fight out the ones that have the bosses. They're strong to fire, so you have to like you have to put your like spear guys and it's just spear guys, and then you can upgrade them to the bow and arrow. But the bow and arrow I haven't found to be very useful in any of my playthroughs.
The bow and arrow is useful against the mosquitoes.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Like I've found placing bow and arrow guy next to each cave is beneficial for that reason.
That's a good idea. I didn't think
each
about that.
jungle rather. Yep. So power them up pretty quickly early on for when those mosquitoes come, and they'll help you out big time.
But it's a surprisingly deep tower defense game that seems like it's funny that it's presented the way it is, because it seems
simple
like
as it is. Yeah.
It came out on the PC in like 88 or something, but in reality, like all the tower defense games that came out during the height didn't have the depth that this one does. This one actually has like some strategy to it, and so I like it a lot, and I plan on beating it, and that will be my 10th one if I do finish it. But
nice.
There's other ones that I've been playing. I really like not Valtrex, but the one that's like whatever the one was, the first person dungeon crawler. I keep playing that.
Valbrace.
I played that one too.
Yeah, Valbrace.
Yeah, I really like that one.
Fun.
I really like that one, but I couldn't get very far. I mean, I got to like the second level. That's about as far as I got.
That's where I'm at.
Is that all you wanted to say about UFO 50, John?
I want to say about Rock on Island, that one screen. I'm not certain if the main map is it. Like, if you clear all those other dots, is there a second map? I don't know.
I doubt it.
Because that's what I'm thinking. Because each of these levels is taking a long time to beat. Like, you have to do a lot of trial and error on each one. I think I probably have about 8 hours into the game. I think I spent at least an hour on each of the levels, just trying to figure out how to do it. So it is, although you just have the one map, which I think it's probably the case, like you just said. Man, you're gonna spend a lot of time on this game.
It's very Joe and Mac as far as the map looks. Yeah. Do you like UFO 50? Do you feel like it was a worthy purchase?
For sure. I mean, I'm 60 hours in. So.
I was going to say, don't you have you got some decent hours on there. I would think that you're enjoying it.
Yep. I've been playing it for a long time. And to think like those 60 hours, probably the bulk of them are like 5 games.
Yep.
You know, there's a lot more to go. So
out of the 50 that are there.
Yeah.
You said you did cherry the point and click one, right?
I did. Yep.
So I haven't actually done that yet. I want to, but I'm scared to go back to it.
I love that one. That one was a lot of fun, especially being, that's Halloween time. I just did that one in one sitting. I just played it for like 5 hours. I was like, I wanted to look at it like I was renting like a good horror movie or something, just get all the way through it.
If somehow someone released that on an NES cartridge, I might buy it.
That would be fun. Like if they
Night Manor,
like they should consider doing that. Like with a couple of these, maybe a year or two down the road, if the buzz has died down, like man, $30 or whatever to get Night Manor on NES, sure, that'd be fun.
Yeah, I wonder if those would actually run like as an NES cartridge. I know they're supposed to look, retro, but sometimes.
But there's a lot a lot happening under the hood that you don't see. Which is like a lot of the NES games, like just had all these crazy chips that they added to be able to do what they wanted to do at the time. So maybe you could do it, and it would just have like crazy chips in there to make it work.
I mean, we saw like newer NES games where they did things that couldn't be done, or people made like real-time strategy games and stuff like that worked on NES. So
you can buy like entire like albums on NES cartridges and stuff. Because
put all of UFO 50 on the NES. One cartridge. Come on, Action 52 did it. Come on, you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, you just have to hijack the video signal, right?
Right.
Have it all running
can make it work
through the cartridge. Well, let's take a break and come back, and we can talk a little bit more about the news and especially a very special anniversary. Hey, you.
It's me, Mario.
Yeah, you. Subscribe to our Patreon to hear our bonus shows, which happen every month.
I'm tired.
Tired of all the big corporate podcasts spoon-feeding you the same old video game news on every single show?
Spaghetti. Ravioli.
Then expand!
With NintenDomain Expansion Pack.
It's us talking about old games that were important to us. It's us interviewing people that we meet at conventions. And heck, it's live shows from those same conventions. It's basically everything you could want that NintenDomain ever made.
Here we go!
And it's just $1 a month.
That's less than a bad indie on the eShop.
It's $12 a year, which is less than Nintendo Switch Online.
Thank you so much for subscribing to our Patreon and supporting NintenDomain.
Just go to patreon.com/NintenDomain podcast and, hey, Mario, let go. Whoa! He's throwing us back to the show.
So long, Bowser.
Patreon.com/NintenDomain podcast.
Game over.
All right, we're back from the break.
Hey, what's up? We're back from the break.
On the notes, like a few weeks ago, I don't know, this is something I wanted to ask you about, John. You put something on there about not using the Pro 2 controller, or it got broken or something. Like, what happened with that?
Nope, just the opposite. So, for whatever reason, we didn't get to it on the show, but UFO 50 has caused me to switch back to using the Pro 2 controller versus the Switch 2 Pro, the 8-bit Pro.
You mean the 8-bit
yeah.
which I think we mentioned it, but when I was in Michigan, I brought my laptop with me, and I fixed your controllers so they could work.
You did, yep.
So they could work with your Switch too.
Thank you.
So I just plugged it in, and
I appreciate it.
And
it
was I
still haven't figured that out.
I had to connect to your internet. I had to be on the internet to do it, but I got it going in a couple seconds. It really doesn't take very long. I just noticed that one of my 8-bit controllers, like the analog sticks, were starting to chip away. I must have dropped them or something, because I really haven't been using them at all. I've been on the other side. I've just been using my Pro 2 controller all the time, because I haven't been playing a whole lot of 2D games. I've mostly been playing 3D stuff. But I still use, I keep my Pro 2 controllers downstairs
Mhm.
So I'll keep this I'll keep it over here by this TV for whenever I do a stream or something. I'll use this controller, or I'll use it on the other TV. So I do have my controllers at different systems or different docks or whatever, but I've mostly been using the other one. But I mean, yeah, for 2D stuff, it really makes a lot of sense to have these.
Yeah,
have the
that's just
8-bit
messing up
the
too
8-bit
much.
Go ones.
Using that D-pad on the Switch 2 controller.
Yeah, the D-pad still still sucks on the Pro 2
still
controller. I
sucks.
still don't
Yeah.
really like it.
I think when I first got it, it was better because it was new, but after maybe a little bit of use, now it's settled into. Yep. No way. That's the same old D-pad.
Yeah,
It's
we all know and
inferior
hate.
to other stuff, but it's better than the Switch 1 Pro controller.
Oh, it's definitely better than the
I
Switch
think
1
so.
Pro controller,
Yeah.
because I didn't like the Switch 1 Pro controller, but I do like the 2, and I use it a lot.
I really like
but,
the sticks on
but
it.
the D-pad sucks still. It's still not good,
Yeah.
Like even when I'm trying to go through the menus on Trails or whatever, it still is messing up where it'll be. It's weird. I'll push one way and it won't work right, and yeah, it's finicky. It's still super finicky. The control pad is, so I don't know, but yeah, I did get a package from Jeremy from Japan, but we're gonna wait till next week. So there's
Mine is arriving
suspense.
tomorrow.
I think it's
Oh,
best to
what-
wait.
So we can
The
wait.
more I thought about it.
And for anybody who's been wondering about the Tokyo episode, it is recorded. If you're on the $5 level, you can watch the video of it now. But the edited version will hopefully.
The Japan /
Yeah.
Thailand trip.
Yeah, the edited version will hopefully might be out tonight, but if not by tonight, it'll be out by the end of the week. So, and there'll be a free version out there too for you to listen to, for you freesters out there. But it'd be only $1 to listen to the edited version, and you can get a free week of Patreon and all that fun stuff. Patreon.com/NintenDomain podcast. Look it up. But yeah, let's you want to talk about the NES 40th anniversary?
I do.
Happened.
Yeah.
Even
It
though it's
happened on October 18th.
yeah, I was looking at Wikipedia, and it was like there were some NESs that were out at that time,
Right.
but not everybody had them. It was very, very low.
Well, this is the first Christmas where they were available, but it had to be a special spots that you either found them or
In
whatever.
New York, yeah.
Especially New York.
Yeah, it was just the wording the way it said it was weird. It was like some people had them because I don't know, I don't remember what year I got mine, but I don't think it was 85 because it seemed like it was most places got it in 86,
Yeah.
but as far
And
as
that's
those
when-
lucky people who got to get it at that time, it's the 40th anniversary, I guess.
So that's a big one. I mean, especially not that long ago. I remember, the 20th anniversary. I feel like, the NES is 20 years old. Oh, it's so old. Now that's double that amount of time. Oh, geez.
That wasn't 2000. That was a million years ago.
Yeah.
That was so fucking long ago.
No, it is crazy to me to think that
2000 feels
When I started-
like it was a decade ago. Or wait, it
When I-
was, it was
when I-
2
I
decades
say-
ago.
when I started college, it was only 15 years after the NES came out, and now it's been 40 years. Holy shit.
Yeah,
That's what really
it's-
makes me feel a little because I remember
Yeah.
looking at the NES and being like, that's an old piece of shit. And now I look at it and I'm like, wait, why is it reflective? And I'm looking at myself. I'm like, that's an old piece of shit.
Test markets. That's what it said on Wikipedia. That it was out. That the NES was in test markets.
Yeah. And this
in
was
1985.
people know it. I'm sure if you've researched anything at all about it, but it was designed to look more like a VCR.
Yeah.
Hence the big, very dated profile of it.
Well, yeah, but then you had the whole the debacle of we had to put the game in and put it down, and
Right.
it doesn't work, and you got to stick another game in there or whatever.
Yeah.
All the different things we did to try to get it to work, and yeah.
I was looking today or maybe it was yesterday, at the original version, the prototype version that showed up at CES that year. They called it the Nintendo Advanced Video System.
So
Do you
this
guys
is
remember that
between the Famicom and the NES.
So this was
So
before.
this was
yeah.
when they were preparing to bring it to the US. And they were showing it at CES, and
Uh-huh.
the Nintendo Advanced Video System. Man, that thing looks cool. It looks sleek.
I like that
Yep.
name better.
Yeah. There's an interview out.
Navs.
It does make sense. Yeah.
We could have been calling it Navs this whole
Man.
time.
Flight of the Navigator came out
like
around that time.
like
come on.
Navi. It could be Navs like the Navster. Like hey, listen.
There's an interview that came out on Time Extension with Bruce Lowry, who was the ex-vice president of Nintendo of America, and he's actually co-founder of Sega of America. That he was persuaded to go to Sega. He said he wanted to see if he could, strike lightning twice and all that. But regarding the Nintendo Advanced Video System, this thing looks sleek. It looks really, really cool. It looks, as he said, it looked like something that belonged like in the expensive, in your home stereo system, the kind of thing that like the kids could never play. And that was kind of a problem. Like it looked cool, but they needed to redesign it to make sure it seemed like something that the whole family could use. And so that's when they went with the redesign and made it look more like a VCR. That was the thinking behind that. And obviously it worked and all that. But I can't help but think, man, I want someone to make an actual version of this because that thing, the Nintendo ADS, looks really cool. The rest of the interview it's pretty long read. I didn't read the whole thing. I kind of skimmed it. And there's a couple other articles that came out summing it up. It's worth taking a look at some of this stuff. Some interesting bits of information. Aside from that,
I wish that was what we got.
Isn't that cool looking?
It's so cool. And obviously they were trying to look like, Atari has all these like different things you can buy for, or like Coleco, or not Coleco, but like, well, I guess Coleco as well, but like the ZX Spectrum and stuff in Europe, like,
yeah,
it's all these like, but everything like looks like it's wireless. I don't know if it is, but there's like a keyboard off to the right, like an actual like music keyboard and peripheral, and everything's just got like a more sleek, like flat look to it that I really think, man, if the NES looked like that, we could maybe that timeline exists somewhere in the world, the universe. But
it looks like something that could come out today and you go, wow, that looks cool. Like that looks,
yeah. Well, they also show, like, if you look at it, it's like either those cartridges shoved deep down in the system, or that's just the same. That's a Famicom cartridge. Those look like Famicom cartridges.
They look more like Famicom cartridges, yeah.
I mean, it looks more like an Atari sort of in that.
It's kind of funny in spite of all this, like
with the tiny
stuff.
with the tiny cartridge sticking out, like
the
more
thing
of that
in the background.
that way.
The tennis game. It's like maybe that was impressive at the time, but it's kind of funny to me. Or maybe the people that like tennis were the ones that could afford the Nintendo Advanced Video System.
I mean, it was probably the best looking tennis game at the time.
So did you hear Retronauts like maybe 3 weeks ago? They actually did they called it the launch games, the black box hoedown is what they called it, where they rated all the black box games. And interesting tidbit about that tennis game. I think this was it Jeremy Parrish saying this, but apparently like that's kind of the first tennis game to get the tennis feel right, like as simplistic as it was. His recollection of that time, of the impression of that tennis game, was that this is actually like a pretty good course correction for tennis games. Like it felt like some realistic tennis physics for what they could do, and I think they scored that one rather high on their list.
I mean, when it comes down to it, like Pong was like table tennis. Tennis was kind of always the video game goal. Well, at least in the US, I think the rest of the world, they were like mahjong or whatever.
Right.
But this was the first time you could like serve. You could like throw it up and hit it instead of the ball just going on its own, like Pong or whatever.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, that's what I'm thinking as far as tennis games.
I don't know the feel of tennis because I've never played real tennis, but I just
like it not at all.
Some games are more fun than others. Well, I played like no.
Like not like never once, like for fun, for funsies. I don't know.
I had to like maybe they tried to get me to play it in high school, like at gym or something, but I just was so bad at it that they didn't make me play it.
It's hard. It's a hard thing to play. I took tennis. I took tennis lessons.
I couldn't even do pickleball.
I was terrible at it.
I played racquetball more.
I can't handle things flying at me quickly. Like it freaks me out. So I can't like I can't do those kind of things.
When you're playing, especially when you're playing singles, like you gotta be all over the place. I don't
I
move
can't
that. I don't
catch
move
a
that
ball
fast.
very well. I can't like
Yeah.
so like the only game I'm good at where something's flying at me quick is ping pong, because I know it's not going to hurt if it hits me.
I suck at that game too.
But
Let's all
everything
just play
else, like
video tennis.
if it
It's
could
better.
hit when it hit, if it could hurt when it hit me, then I'm not playing that sport. Like that's how I've always been.
For sure. Yeah, fuck baseball. Get hit. Get hit.
Oh yeah, fuck baseball.
I got hit by a ball once.
Football's okay.
And it hurt a lot.
I kind of like playing a little bit of like backyard football or whatever, just because the ball's shaped different and like it's easier to catch.
Football's
So I had a
super,
couple
super
of-
dangerous though.
A couple of questions I put on here. We don't have to ask them all. Maybe some of this is going to be repeats because we've had NES anniversaries here before. But
What?
I mean,
No,
we did
considering.
we did like a best of, like, because I thought about like, oh, we could do our best of NES, but that's a Patreon episode we've already done.
it
Where
I
is.
mean,
where
we've
we did our,
existed
like,
for
We
a
did
quarter
our,
of the NES's life.
we did our
Yeah.
NES. We did like our NES ranking or our personal favorite games, and we did all that. But yeah, what's
Do you ever talk about what was like the first instance that we like saw or heard about the NES?
I mean, I remember like wanting the Ghostbusters game because I saw ads for it in comic books. Like I remember that, but it said the Atari Ghostbusters game, and that's what I wanted because that was the only one that I saw ads of was the Atari Ghostbusters game. And I remember my cousin was like, "Oh no, you don't want that. You don't want the Atari one. That's garbage. You got to get the NES one." And I was like, "Oh, but the Ghostbusters is on the Atari. I want the Atari one." He's like, "No, it's on. If it's on Atari, it's on Nintendo too." So I think that's like probably my first memory of hearing about the NES was my cousin telling me that I had shit for brains because I wanted an Atari instead of an NES.
My first was my neighbor had. I just remember him playing this weird robot game, and that was of course Gyromite. I don't know which game I played first that he had, but there's a couple games that just stick out. In I remember it was Gyromite, Super Mario Brothers 2, and Zelda 2. I remember the scream of Ganon cackling when you die, like that stuck out in my memory. That stuck out in my memory. And Duck Hunt, he had Duck Hunt too. I think he actually had 2 Nintendos because I remember playing it in his bedroom and then playing it down in his living room as well. And he was like kind of like a techie type of kid and like tech stuff. And he was like wiring things and setting up alarms around the house, like when he was 8, So he was an older kid. He was, I think, 3 years older than me. I remember playing Duck Hunt, having fun with the Zapper, thinking that was really cool. Of course, Super Mario Brothers 2 as well. Super Mario Brothers 1 as well. Yep. Yeah, that was my first experience. And then later on, we got it. My uncle got it for us for Christmas. Yep. About a year or 2 later.
I remember renting the NES system. Like my mom and I were renting it, and we rented it with Goonies too. So that was like the first NES game I played. Probably was Goonies 2. Not a good game, and I don't think I liked it then either. But yeah, that was an early one. That was a really weird one to get. Maybe that's the only one they had, or I was too young that I was like, "Oh, Goonies! I like that movie. Let's get the Goonies 2 game." And I remember that being because we rented back in the day. You could like rent systems from the video. It was Village Video, which is funny because Video Village is like a thing that in film where you look at the monitors or whatever. But Village Video was a place that we rented stuff from, and we rented an NES and Goonies 2. And I remember later we rented a Super Nintendo with Final Fight 1 was what we rented with that one. It was like one of the first things I rented. So that was cool. But I remember renting the NES and playing that weird game. And thankfully, and I never owned it after that. I never bought it. I knew that I didn't need Goonies 2 after renting it with the system. So there you go.
My first memory of a Nintendo, and it's very hazy, but I couldn't have been that. Well, I was young, but I don't think I was that young. I think it was just like I think we were getting ready to move to probably Florida in like '88, and before we left, my dad like took out his video camera. He has these tapes that are kind of cool. He's like, "We're moving to Florida. We're not going to be in Danville for a really long time, so I'm going to go around. And I'm just going to show like what Danville looks like and show where all our houses are and stuff, because maybe we'll miss Danville and we want to look at it later." And it's pretty
Nice.
cool footage he has. But remember, my dad would have been like 20 or 21 at the time. But like we were stopping off at different relatives' houses. Like it was the day before we were going to leave to move, and like saying goodbye. And we went to my great grandma's house, and my cousins lived there, and they had a Nintendo, and I had never seen a Nintendo before. I'd only seen Atari because my one of my babysitters had an Atari, and of course I'd seen like arcades and stuff, so I knew what video games were. But I'd really only seen Atari and like I guess some PC stuff at my grandpa's house. But they were definitely playing the first Mario Brothers. But I just remember like my older cousin was like, "Hey, do you want to see the Ugly Princess?" And then if I remember correctly, thinking back on it now, it was like the princess is in another castle, but I couldn't read at the time, and they were like, "Oh yeah, this is the princess. She's just really ugly in this game or something," and they were laughing about it. And I remember that thinking that was okay, whatever. And then later on, like when we lived in California, it would have been like 1990. Yeah, it would have been 1990. I went to my aunt's house, and her like stepson lived there, and he had NES. And I remember they were like, "You need to come over and stay the night and hang out with Michael. You guys will get along really well. He has a Nintendo." I'm like, "Oh, a Nintendo!" Like I knew what a Nintendo was at that point, but I'd only really seen it. I'd never played it, and I was like, I can go play a Nintendo." And they're like, "Oh yeah, he has the Ninja Turtles arcade game." I'm like, "What? On the Nintendo?" Yeah, and I went and played that, and but I remember like we were playing that, and then he kept wanting to play Kid Icarus. Like he was hooked on that game, so like he just wanted to keep playing Kid Icarus whenever he'd play. And then I'd be like, "Well, I want to try the different games." And like I remember playing Bubble Bobble, and just that theme has been stuck in my head ever since.
Yep.
That it's just like one of the catchiest video game themes, maybe even more catchy than the Mario Bros theme, dare I say. But just on my brain at the time. But it was like going through all the stuff when I eventually played Super Mario Brothers, the first one. And I remember like starting it up and being like, "Oh, it kind of looked bad compared to Bubble Bobble and stuff." But I was playing it, and I'm like, "This is so fun." And like, my cousin was sitting there, and he's like, "Oh yeah, those are the football guys." That's what he called the
Goombas.
No, the football guys were the Beatles and stuff. And like,
Oh, the Beatles. Yeah. Yep.
he was just explaining all the different guys to me. And I remember, I mean, I can't imagine I did very well, but I played it for a while, and I remember being like, "Oh wait, there's the Ugly Princess." Like now I remember the thing from before. So yeah, I'm kind of digging deep here, but I really wanted to give my first like kind of murky memories of the NES before I actually got one.
And so, like, when was the last time we all played an actual NES?
It's probably whatever game is in my NES back there. My TV kind of went on the fritz, which is unfortunate. It was for a while there, it was flashing on and off, like I couldn't turn it off, and I was like, "That's bad. That is probably going to explode or something." So I unplugged it. So I haven't used my tube TV in a while, which sucks because I like that thing a lot. I looked around online. I could buy another one at the same size for like $150, which I guess isn't that expensive. But
You're better off looking on a Facebook Marketplace or something.
yeah, I mean, I just looked at eBay for this same exact model, and I get it for that price. But I'm not in any rush to get another one. I don't really use it, but whatever's in the NES right now, that's whatever NES game I played last. So you guys could talk and I could look.
I say I've got my decked out NES with my Blinking Light Win that Trey eventually got as well. and that's the one I've got my Bullet Bill sticker on. It's like my souped out NES that I want to run my because I've got the MIDI controller for it as well, the Chip Maestro, where I could like hijack the chip with a MIDI keyboard and then play sound through the NES. So I've got like my little souped out NES that's ready to rock. But as far as the last time I actually played a game on it, I know I booted up Dino Wars and played a little bit last summer, I think.
And you're talking
Is
about
that in preparation for your Dino Wars talk?
I think it was.
No, you're talking about specific on the NES, right? Not playing like
The actual
on the
NES
actual
hardware.
not
yes.
playing like the NES app on the Switch
Yeah,
or whatever.
correct.
would
No, I'm
be-
talking about my actually playing
Yeah.
the hardware.
The game that I have in there right now is Terminator 2, which I definitely did not play that game. But the reason it was in there was whenever Jeff Fallon died, or no, was it Jeff or Tim? I forget which one died.
Jeff died.
Jeff
It
died,
was
right?
Jeff.
So Jeff Fallon did the soundtrack for Terminator 2. That's why I was playing it in the background for one of our episodes we were recording. So that was whenever that happened was the last time I turned on my NES. But I played. I remember playing. I kind of fucked around with Shadowgate, like here in this house on the NES. I've done that. So maybe that one. I don't know. As far as recent, we've been here for like 2 years, so.
I've got a whole spot set up downstairs where I've got I think it's actually the one you gave me, Trey, the tiny TV, the tiny tube TV, and I've got my SNES hooked up to it with the EverDrive. So it's like I just have it set up where I can just play SNES whenever I want. Of course, I don't do it very often, but it's there. It's more of a party trick when people are over, but it would be so easy just to pop my NES in that same spot because it's one of those the power adapter is like interchangeable between, it's like one power adapter but you can plug both in, so I could just I could have it hooked up. I don't know why I don't. I guess mostly because I can access all the NES games I want to play elsewhere.
Yeah, it's kind of like there's the specific ones that you can't, that never got re-released or whatever.
But I have a shit ton of NES controllers and I have so much NES hardware. It's like, it is kind of sad that I don't actually use it.
I haven't played it since 2011.
Oh shit!
Long time.
Well, I was gonna say, I don't
you
think.
win.
Do you have a working NES at your apartment?
I've got two NESs. I'm pretty sure they both work. I mean, last time I tried was 2011. So,
nothing breaks on its own in like 15 years or anything like
right.
that.
I'm confident that they both work fine. They were all kept in good condition. Yep. But that was when it was just before I moved to California, and I'd never, in all the time I lived in California, never fired up the NES. I gotta get my stuff hooked up.
Yeah, you don't really play like your old systems much.
No, I got them all out, just on display, but they're not actually.
The thing is, anytime, yeah, sorry if I cut into you.
Oh, no trouble. Go ahead.
Anytime I play like an NES, I'm just like, I get bored really quick. Even if it's a good game, I'll still get bored because I'm used to being able to like switch around with things and stuff
Right.
or whatever. And
Save
it's like
state
you're
and all that.
really just locked into that one thing, like, and that's good, I guess. And in a way, it's like the new version of Touchgrass. Like, go play an NES game. Like,
All right.
just focus on that one
Stay
thing.
focused. Yeah, just read a good book. I mean, no, go play a good NES game. Just focus. Yeah.
But it kind of does feel that way when you like boot up those classic consoles. Even the SNES, like obviously I've got the EverDrive, so it changed it to more of an ADD system. But yeah, I don't know. Even the SNES, it's like, oh crap, I want to do something else, even though I want to keep playing. I don't know. Our attention is fucked
I think
as a society.
I mean, I said I fucked around with like Shadowgate, and I remember playing because I got the Pinbot, the rare Pinbot NES game. I remember buying that from wherever I bought it from, and I played that. That was at our old apartment. But one of my favorite memories, like recent memories, and recent I mean like I don't know, 10 years ago or something like that, was when I like played all of Dragon Warrior 1 on my NES on my original copy that I got from Nintendo Power.
That's pretty magical.
Because I remember I was listening to a Retronauts podcast about Dragon Quest, and I didn't really know that much about Dragon Quest at all. And then I realized that Dragon Warrior and Dragon Quest were the same thing, and I'd never really figured that out. And I was like, wait a second, I have Dragon Quest 1. Like, I have it. Like, I have my copy that I got for free from Nintendo Power. I should try it. And that was like the beginning of my Dragon Quest or whatever, where I sought out to play every game. And I played through Dragon Quest 1, on NES, and it was a lot of fun. And then I played 2 on Game Boy Color, and then I played 3 on Game Boy Color, and then I played 4 and 5 on DS. And I never beat 6, but I played 7 and 8 on 3DS, and I beat those. And I beat 11, and,
You've been playing 10 for a while now.
I've never played 10. I wish
Oh, that's
I
right.
would. 10 is...
No one can play 10, even though there's an offline version.
Yeah, 10 is the online one.
They made an offline version that is only in Japanese.
Yeah, well, I mean, all of them are only in Japanese. The offline and the online one. It's a shame because it's on like everything. Like it was on like DS and 3DS and Wii and Wii U and Switch now. Like it was on all these different systems, and we never got an English version. And there were so many. They made so many of them, and I was like, what the hell?
Well, they're doing all those remakes now of Dragon Quest games. I mean, it seems like that could be next in the queue.
I mean, it's like an online game like Final Fantasy 14 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It would just be a lot of translating. And maybe
I'd be interested how they do if they re-release 9, how they would do that as well.
So I think that was like one of my last like great memories of the NES, and I beat it in like a day or two, and I just left the NES on. I just left it on and just played the game whenever I had time to, and then I just beat it. And I was like, that was cool. That was a cool thing to do. Actually play an old game that you've had for years and finally get to the credits of it, Because I was too dumb to figure out Dragon Quest when I was a kid. I didn't understand any of it. I just thought it was funny that it said "Thou art dead." I just show that to my friends. I was like, "Look, this is funny. It says "Thou art dead" when you die," and that was, that was the enjoyment that I got from that game. And then later,
King James-aholic.
But I can't wait to play the remake of Dragon Quest 1 because I really like that one, and that's the one I played through the most because it's the shortest. But I just love the simplicity of it. I just love how you're just one character. And it's very much like see how far you can go without dying to get enough money to get a bigger sword that'll help you go even farther. Like I just love that the gameplay loop of that.
I would like to play through it on the NES because I do own it. Actually, I think I own like 2 copies of it.
It's pretty hard. Well, I mean, it's hard.
I played through it on the. I did play through it on the Switch, but it was on.
You played the mobile version or whatever that's on there.
Yep. So I've beaten the first 2, and I did definitely use a walkthrough for the second one. Because that one was kind of tough to follow. And then I played a little bit of 3, but I haven't gotten the...
Yeah, you wanted to hold off so you could get the remake.
Which I will eventually.
Yeah. Yeah, I still want to get through 3. I think the reason I stopped playing is that I heard it got really hard at the end. So I got discouraged. Like I heard people talking about how difficult the end of the remake is of 3. So
I think it'd be fun to do, like, of course it's like something someone would do as a stream, but it'd be fun if like one day I was just like, I'm going to see how many NES games I can beat today and only play on the NES and just put in the games I know I can beat, but still like see as many credits in one day on the original hardware.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah, get some short ones.
That's a nice challenge.
There was somebody that did a stream a while back, like this was years ago because I was watching it at the 2-way, but they were like, I'm going to play through all of the Dragon Quests in one sitting. And I was just like sitting at the bar just watching this guy on my phone just play from beginning to end. I think he got to like Dragon Quest 6 even, which, those games aren't short, but, it was pretty wild.
But then he died of too much Dragon Quest.
I mean, I don't know. He died in the middle of 6 because 6 was too long. I don't know. But I mean, I never heard about it again, but it was just it's just something that I was like watching and showing it to my friends, be like, look, this guy's trying to play through all the Dragon Quests, like right now, like right now, this second, live. Wow.
Speaking of dying, one last question. In another 40 years, we're going to be at the senior home. What NES games are best for groups of 85-year-old millennials instead of bingo?
Super Dodgeball.
Super Dodgeball?
Four-player,
why are we playing Super Dodgeball?
I'm telling you, if I'm like 85, I'm not going to be fucking playing NES. Like I mean, and whatever, sure, NES is like the first Nintendo system, but I don't really have that much nostalgia for it. I like the Super Nintendo so much better. And when I'm fucking 85, I don't want to play fucking those games.
Yeah,
like
but think about
there'll be better
at the
things.
senior
I'll be playing Persona 20 or something.
At
That'd
the
be great.
senior home, they're gonna be thinking like, oh, we want some old timey stuff from way back when.
Yeah, so they'll have Wii Bowling. They'll have
So
Wii
they're gonna-
Sports there, is what they have. They
I was
won't-
going to say,
they're not
in the
gonna
grand
have
scheme of
like
things,
they're not gonna have
96
Mario
to
Brothers.
85 is
Yeah.
not going to be that big of a difference. Like, yeah, by the time I'm that old and I actually just kind of want to go to that senior home now. Can I just move there now? Because I just want to go there and play games and not have to worry about anything else. No, but this senior home, like Trey was saying, I think things happen so quickly with games progressing. Like, if we're still spry in our right minds, like maybe we'll be like, there's not going to be as much of a distinction between NES and SNES. That's kind of what I'm saying, because it was like 5 years, you know.
Yeah, true. Yep.
Yeah, and
So we're not going to be like, we're not going to be like, let's go play, you know, Mario 1. We're going to be like, let's play Mario All Stars, where all the games are there. You know, that's probably what we're going to do. We're probably going to run it on the Wii,
or let's play.
because it's still going to be hooked up from, you know, the early 2000s.
Yeah.
It never left rotation, and we're going to play Wii Sports.
Exactly. I'd say that's more like. I mean, there's plenty of people who played the NES that have died now, and I don't see any NESs that like, you know, we the only thing we saw there was Wii Sports, and I think that's what you'll see from there.
But I would say, like, the first thing that I thought of, just being completely like, we are playing an NES game, would be something like Jeopardy, or even something like Family Feud.
Anticipation.
Yeah, the whole group can play.
Something like, yeah, that, like, or like Family Feud, where it's going to be very much of the time answers, and then we're going to have a good time being like, oh yeah, they're talking about the trolley dolls or something, and that's going to be like nostalgic, you know, more so than Wii Bowling, because it's not referencing the trolley dolls.
I think they're going to say, John, it's time to take your medicine. I'll play Dr. Mario. I'll feel better.
I say,
You
I'm
do like that
85. I'm at the senior home, and then, like, yeah, my AI avatar steps in and says, all right, let's switch to another program now.
It's time for you to play the 500th millionth season of Fortnite. Here you go. Or whatever. I don't know.
Marvel and DC have united
Oh yeah, that's going to happen before that.
under
I'm
one
sure.
corporate banner. It's actually Bruce Banner.
Yep. He brought them all
All
together.
right.
It was the Hulk. He did it. He's like, "All right, let's do it."
He strong-armed his way into.
I was going to
Being
say
the top.
as our like retirement whatever old folks home, you should force me to play Anticipation. So it'll be the first game that I beat and the last game that I beat. We'll bookend it like that.
You go
Perfect.
out.
Because Anticipation is a 4-player game. Also, you can use
Play the credits as you lure me into my grave.
you can you can play that with the 4-player thing.
Bury me in a coffin shaped like a high heel.
You should play Nightmare on Elm Street 4-player, and that'd be a great one to do. It's a great soundtrack, or whatever. I'd rather be playing better games though than NES. If I'm almost dead, I want to play whatever's out. You know, like I said, I want to play Persona 30 or whatever's out then.
Yeah, I'll stick by stuff that references like things in the time, because that's going to be like the reason to play something on the NES. You know, it's not going to be like, oh, the gameplay was so special. It's going to be like, oh, it's bringing us back to that time, you know, when we were so young and we were, you know, not in this home where we don't have to work or anything and we can just play video games. Wait a minute, it's like the same thing.
I hope that whenever we're in old folks' homes, everybody has like a streaming deck or whatever. That's what you get. Like when our generation gets up there, you can have your own like streaming channel and you can just play whatever until you're dead.
I was gonna say, there's not gonna be consoles anymore by the time that happens. There's just gonna be like, everything's just gonna be integrated into one system.
It's just a screen with a wireless controller, but you could press a button and it'll put you online, and it, you know, where you can perform for your.
It's gonna be
friends or
plugged into
whatever.
your optical nerve, bruh.
Yeah, the iPhone, as they called it on Futurama, but spelled differently. The phone that jams directly into your eye. Anyway, yeah, enough of that.
Happy 40th anniversary.
Happy 40th anniversary, NES. I hate you. I don't like
In
your,
the
I don't like
future,
your
I
games
will.
anymore.
In the future, my arthritis will not like plugging all the cords in.
I can't wait to.
But for now, it's fine.
I can't wait to pay $60 for a remake of one of your NES games. For Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD remake. So yeah, let's talk about the news.
Got these deals.
Yeah, I just wanted
Screaming deal sale.
I just wanted to mention some of the Screaming Deal sale. Just most importantly, Cyberpunk 2077 is the cheapest it's ever been. It's $40 right now.
That's a good deal.
Marked down from
John,
70.
you should buy it.
I actually
Yeah, I should do-
I considered it, but I mean, there's a bunch of other games I'm buying, but it's on sale for the next 2 weeks. So if
It's a
anybody,
huge ass game.
if anybody is like
enjoy it, Jeremy?
curious, you know,
I mean, it's very Grand Theft Auto. It's
Okay.
just got like some extra, well, a lot of extra layers on top.
it's
of it.
got RPG stuff to it, but it's like
But when it all
open
comes
world,
down
right?
to
And
it,
you
it's
steal
very
cars.
Grand Theft
and-
Auto.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll consider it.
But $39.99 marked down from $69.99. It's a good deal. Also, I noticed Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, which is a game that John has played. Cyberpunk that John has played and likes is only $20. It's half off, so I was tempted on that one too.
That's a good game.
Yeah.
I got a lot
That's the
of
one that's kind
fun
of
on
like
that
Jet
one.
Set Radio.
Correct. Yeah. Very stylish. Lots of free flowing Tony Hawk type moves. Bit of an open world kind of thing. Not quite open. It's like open zone. There's like lots of large areas, but there's definite sections to it. Really fun, and it runs really great on the Switch too.
Yeah, it's 60 FPS,
Marked
right? Like
improvement,
because they
yep.
like unlocked it or whatever. Or
Yeah, there's a
uncapped
mode on
it.
there where you can uncap it, and
Yeah.
that works fantastic on Switch too.
Yeah, I like
Spirit Fair. This is one that I bought a while ago, and for $4.50, really worth it if you're looking for an Animal Crossing type game, which also has like more. There's more than Animal Crossing. It's like Animal Crossing on your ship, like you build your ship out, and you can like add a garden to the ship or different rooms and stuff. So it's like Animal Crossing in that way, but there's more of a story to it where you're trying to like help souls to cross into the afterlife. So it's like a nice, peaceful, serene type of game. And for $4.50, really good. I recommend it. Raidu Remastered Mystery of the Soulless Army. That's a Switch 2 game, isn't it?
Yeah, we don't need to go through this whole list. Like that's gonna take a while.
It'll take a while.
I'd rather talk about games that are coming out this week than like 10 that are on sale.
Sure.
Unless there's specific ones that you want to mention. Raido Remastered is a game that I have that was an old Shin Megami Tensei thing. But yeah, I'm fine with moving on from here.
Cool.
Well, I mean, I guess you should mention that the remake of Mr. Gimmick is on sale for $5.50.
It's on sale for the cheapest it's ever
For
been,
$4.50.
$4.50.
So there you go.
Yep. So if you had any curiosity about it, but we're maybe like a little bit reticent because it's a hard game and whatever, $4, yeah, go try it out.
Inscription, one of Jeremy's favorite games, $7. Trombone Champ, if you want to annoy everyone that lives with you, that's for $6. Also, so there you go.
Animal Well, if you want a Metroidvania that you could just get lost in for weeks at a time.
Yeah, you like that game.
$18.
It was on your list last year.
Sure was.
But as I said at the very, very beginning of the show, there's still a lot of games coming out for October, and one of them is actually not Terrifier, the arcade game that's coming out next month in November. I just looked it up on Nintendo, on Nintendo.com, because I was like, I didn't see
Not
that
time
on
for
there.
Halloween.
It's not coming out for Halloween. No, it's coming out for Thanksgiving.
It even
Right.
says it, 11/21.
Well, I changed it because I just
Oh,
found-
you did.
Well, I went to because I was like, I didn't see that, because I always look at the eShop every week to see what's coming out, and I was like, I didn't see that, so then I clicked on it, and it says 11/21 on the website. So whatever. But Persona 3 Reload. Speaking of Persona 30, Persona 3 Reload is coming out. It's coming out this week. That's a game that was on my list that I'm planning on buying. I already played through the 10-hour demo. It's great. You get to shoot yourself in the head to summon your persona to destroy people and also go to school at the same time. It's great. Try it out. Try out the demo. Actually, this game, I purchased it just on a whim because I really liked the premise of it. And that game is Full Metal Schoolgirl. I don't know if you've heard about this, but just all of the stuff about it sounds really cool to me. It's a third-person shooter, but you're basically like you're the cyborg schoolgirl. You have a chainsaw and a minigun on both of your arms, and you're basically going from the bottom to the top of a skyscraper of the biggest corporation in town. They own everything in the future, and I think they're like your father also, something like that. And you have to destroy the zombies there, which are called the Working Dead instead of the Walking Dead, which I thought was funny. But also, you're streaming all of this online at the same time, and you need to like kill enough of these Working Dead zombies to get people to love you enough online, to get enough money to upgrade your weapons that you have as you fight from the first floor to the 100th floor of the skyscraper I thought it sounded really fucking cool. It's a super Japanese game. I don't know. Did you ever watch the movie Dread? It kind of reminds me of that one with Carl Urban, where he had to go from the first floor to like the 50th floor to kill like the. It kind of sounds like that in video game form, but it was on sale. It was like $5 off. It's like $50 or something like that, and I got it for $45. And I don't know. The hype in my head around it just sounds great, and it's done by like D3, but they're a Japanese company that does a lot of great stuff. But yeah, I'm really excited about this game. I'll talk about it next week.
So you haven't played it much?
It's not out yet.
Oh, it's not out yet.
So I can't.
It looks really cool. I'm watching it now. It's at experience our pissed offness or something as well.
Yeah, it's got some fun word stuff in there, and I just like the idea of sticking it to the man and climbing a skyscraper to kill the ultimate like corporation and all that stuff. Oh yeah, and also it's in like the year 2088 or something, and everybody has to work 20 hours a day now, and like all this other shit. It's like very much like future dystopia, and since I've been playing so many RPGs, I felt like this would be a good like change of pace to just go around and just kill some office job people or whatever.
Yeah, you need that Salaryman game.
I watched the trailer of it on the eShop, and I marked it on my wish list because I was like, oh, this looks kind of cool. And then I've seen other people on other sites like building it up too, and I've seen people talking about it, and I was like, oh well, it's only on sale until it comes out, so I might as well buy it now. So I opted to purchase it. So hopefully it's good because I got it downloaded already. Also coming out this week, Plants vs. Zombies Replanted. We talked about that before. It's the HD, whatever, the 4K version of Plants vs. Zombies. I played a lot of it on iPhone when it came out because it was free and it was fun. I mean, I heard it's okay on Switch too. It's I guess there's some issues with it, but I don't know. There it is. You can play it there. Double Dragon Revive. I know we've all had mixed feelings about that, and it looked like it didn't get scored very well on IGN. But I'm really interested in seeing
5 out of 10.
And seeing the actual review because I still think it looks cool because it reminds me of Street Fighter. I think it looks like the Street Fighter 4 and 5 and 6 games, which look cool. You know, it has a different art style than all the other ones, and I kind of like that. But I'm not going to get it because there's all this other shit coming out. But probably definitely when it's on sale later, I'll get it and try it out.
Even like the font of the title of the game, like it's like a stock font. It's like they couldn't be bothered to come up with something cool for that. I don't know. It just looks so bland to me. I'm entirely disinterested.
It's $34.99, and there's like a deluxe version too for $50. Power Wash Simulator number 2. A lot of people are really into that game. I heard that got reviewed pretty well on Switch.
Yeah, now that it's number 2, you need even more powerful washers.
Yeah, $25. I know you.
It's that stuff's thick.
I mean, you played 1, right? You played Power Wash Simulator Part 1.
I did. Yes, I did.
Are you intrigued to see the sequel and where it goes from there?
I'm not. No.
Not even for $24.99. It's pretty cheap for $25. I watched a review of it earlier today, and people liked it. I don't know. I mean, I never really played any of them, but I understand the appeal of it. Right? It's like sort of I don't know. You kind of zone out.
I understand the appeal, but also. At a certain point, I was like, okay, I can't. Like, I got to actually go clean my house instead. And then if that could make me as satisfied as this game, then I would clean so much more.
But yeah.
Well, another cleaning game of sorts. Once Upon a Katamari.
Yeah.
Comes out on the 23rd.
I forgot this was coming out.
That's coming out now, too. That's coming out, it's probably out right now as of midnight. But actually, yeah, I kind of punted the Katamari for the schoolgirl game because I was planning on getting 2 games this week. It was going to be Persona 3 and Katamari, but I decided that I can push Katamari to the side and get the schoolgirl game because it looks much weirder to me. I watched some reviews of it, and apparently it doesn't run very good on Switch 2 even. So maybe they need a patch.
It's not even a Switch 2. It's not a Switch 2 edition. It's an NS1. Yeah,
it's not a Switch 2 game. But it doesn't run very well on Switch 1, but on Switch 2 doesn't change anything from what I've heard. It doesn't run well on either of them. So there's some issues there from what I've heard. But
wait till it goes on sale because these do go on sale.
Yeah, they go on sale, or wait till I'm sure they're going to patch it out now that they know that people are complaining about how badly it runs. But people who play it on PS5 seem to really like it, and I do think it looks really cool. I don't know. I pushed it to the side for the schoolgirl game.
IGN gave it a 9.
Right. IGN gave it a 9?
Yep.
I thought they gave it an 8.
GameSpot gave it an 8.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, IGN's whatever.
If only there was a place where all the reviews were rolled up into a big ball.
Yeah. And you didn't have to go through all the garbage that's on IGN. There's another one that actually I do really, really want to get. But, I'm already getting enough stuff in October. But this Fast and Furious Arcade Edition game, really, I don't know if you watched the trailer, but it looks a hell of a lot like that other game. What was it called? The Cruisin' Blast.
Cruisin'? I think it's the Raw Thrill. Raw Thrills, I think.
It's a Raw Thrill games, right? Because if you
yeah.
watch the video of it, it looks almost exactly the same as Cruisin' Blast. But
I've seen this game in the
cars.
arcade.
Wait,
I've seen
so
a
this
Fast
was-
and Furious game in the arcade.
I was saying,
that's made
I
by Raw
remember-
Thrills.
I remember
so it's
seeing
the
this,
same, I think.
Yeah, I saw this at MGC one year. You're there,
I played the
but it was running on like an arcade cabinet. Yeah,
I played the arcade of this game at the Lagunitas Brewery. We did a brewery there when I worked at the Owl with the people who worked there.
this totally looks just like it.
And we played this game, and it was fun. But watch the video of it. I think it looks awesome because it looks like that same balls to the wall craziness that you would see in
Even just the
Cruisin'
physics
Blast.
you can tell work
Yeah.
the same.
and a lot of shit blowing up behind you while you're flipping around and all that stuff. And this one's coming out for $30, which I really wanted to maybe get this one too. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm already planning on getting 2 games this week, so I don't know if I can fit a third one in there. But I really like the way it looks, so I'm interested to see what people think about it. And interested to see, what I'm sure Switch Up or somebody will do a review of it at some point. But I think that's it. I think that's it for this week for those releases. Is there any other news?
News. Don't snooze or you miss the news.
Stuff that you guys
Sonic
wanna talk
Racing
about?
Crossworlds got an update.
Yeah, Joker got added because they're adding a new character for free every month, and also there's the DLC one. So the Minecraft guys are in there if you got the season pass. But Joker should be on there now, and also they broke a million. Say they sold 1 million copies of Sonic Racing Crossworlds. So hooray! I like that game a lot, and it's fun. And they're also having a Joker Festival this weekend, which is where you play online, kind of like a Splatfest, but you get specific items that have to do with whatever the character is that's being featured. This being Joker, so you can get Joker decals and stuff to put on your race car, and you get specific Joker cars also to use for
But
free.
you don't get it.
if you have the
Joker
game.
as a playable character.
No, you get them for free.
Okay.
You get them for free automatically if you own the game. So, and then you get Ichiban next month to go along with the Yakuza game. So they're doing Sega related ones for free, and there's also paid ones. But yeah, that's a good game. So I'll definitely dive back in. Speaking of diving back in, did you dive back into your Alarmo to update the software of it, John?
I didn't update it. No, some stability updates, so nothing exciting. I know there's a Kirby update that came out recently too, which I still didn't get that one. So maybe I should hook it up and update it.
Well, you never connected it to the internet, right? Because you thought Nintendo was spying on you through the camera.
True. Yeah, I'm going to leave it disconnected. So I'll hook it up just to update it and then disconnect it from there. But yeah,
Nintendo Today got an update. Anybody use that at all recently?
I did just to
The
share
app?
the article to Slack. But you can finally share some things. You can't share everything. Nintendo's still being Nintendo, picking and choosing.
But you can share silhouettes of characters that you know who they are.
Correct. Yep.
I guess you can. Those games that I never played, I couldn't even find them. I heard people talking about them. I couldn't even find them on there. But I wasn't even. I'm not really on. I'm never on Nintendo Today app. But now you can share that video of the Pikmin or whatever with them in there to your friends. So cool, I guess.
Continues to remain kind of useless. I mean, if they were making it into something like a Miiverse or whatever, then maybe it would regain my interest. But I don't know, it's just like a thing for releasing press releases and that kind of stuff. So
It's for giving dates of movies or whatever. I don't know. They released the trailer for Splatoon Raiders on there. It's kind of a big game. That they just spit out on Nintendo Today app.
Anymore, when I see something, I'm going to be like, are there characters missing that I have to see on Nintendo today, like where they're gonna superimpose them into the existing footage.
Right? You gonna put another version out tomorrow of the same video? Can I just watch it tomorrow? Yeah.
That's why you check it out, right? Just got to be like, all right, I saw one thing, so it must be different on the Nintendo Today app, so we better check it right now.
You have to play
It's
that
on
and the YouTube one eventually at the same time to see the full story.
I will say I don't.
It's like a Flaming Lips album.
I don't disagree with the idea of Nintendo Today. I think it's like the nugget of a good idea for them to have their own channel to release all this information. It's just like you got to open up the gates a little bit more and let people. It's like a social network without any actual like social networking. It's like
I just think the Nintendo official app should have everything on it, like as one thing.
It's a good idea.
It should have the
Like
music
Nintendo
app on
Music.
there.
Yeah.
merge it all together.
Should
Yeah.
have the Nintendo News as Nintendo Today or whatever. Like, it's all about getting a bunch of notifications. That's why they're separating it into different apps. But they could do the same thing with one app. They could
Just make it different
inundate
tabs
you.
in the same app.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should be able to post to it from Switch also.
I agree.
But we said
Yep.
that when it was first announced, I believe, way back when.
Speaking of announcements, we got some games announced this week. Squirrel with a Gun coming to Switch 2 on November 18th.
About time.
I have no
The
idea.
Second Amendment applies to squirrels too.
I have no idea what that is, but yes, it shows.
This one made some noise.
I
a
will
while
tell you
ago.
one thing: it's nuts.
made
Nice,
some noise
perfect.
by shooting things
No
with
notes.
a giant gun.
No, it's actually it looks kind of cool. I was saying it made some noise on other platforms a few months back.
It was like Rat-a-tat.
You have to actually like shoot the gun in order to move the squirrel.
Oh, I didn't
So-
know that.
Yeah, so like if you want to, you don't jump. You just like aim the gun down and shoot the gun to move the squirrel. So it's a bit of a puzzle platformer.
Oh, it's like that one game, Shotgun Cop Man or whatever.
Yeah, it is
how,
like Shotgun
That's
Cop.
how that
true.
game works.
It is. Yeah.
Okay, so the gun's like.
Shotgun Squirrel Man.
That
Yep.
game's fun and
I
way,
thought you
way
were
cheaper.
just a squirrel that had a gun. Like you just did normal squirrel things, and then you could
Also
like hold
shoot
people
stuff.
up and steal things from them or whatever. Like, how funny would it be if you like stuck someone up and then stole acorns out of their pocket? Like that'd be so
They just
fun.
happen to have acorns.
Well, yeah, everybody does in this squirrel with a gun world. I would hope.
That's why
I'm
they have
interested in
guns,
this one.
because their acorns have been stolen. They
This
need
one
to
looks
steal them
funny.
back.
Speaking of like social networks, Miiverse type things, Videoverse, this is actually a visual novel made inside a fictional video game console's built-in community app. It's modeled directly after Miiverse. So this one came out on Steam, I think it was last year, and ended up getting some notoriety. It landed the number 12 spot on Metacritic's list of best reviewed games of that year. So it should be a good game. Comes out 11/14/25, November 14th. Yep, on Switch One.
Okay, yeah, I'm interested.
That's Yakuza Kiwami 2 day, so no, thanks. Sorry. I'm clearing out the whole month for Yakuza. Excited.
This next one, I think I actually convinced my brother-in-law, my sister, to get this for my nephew. It's Guitar Life. So it's a actual music game with a guitar controller that is, not like a Guitar Hero guitar, but more like fashioned like a real guitar. Like it's got not strings, but it looks like strings. So you can actually learn to play guitar.
There's strings that are just like nylon. I think.
Yeah, it's
Are
really.
they not?
I don't know. The way the controller looks is really weird. But yeah, it's supposed to help you, right? Because you're actually touching the strings on it like you
Right.
would on a regular guitar. I think
Yeah, that's
the
objective.
controller
It's actually
looks
cute, too.
stupid, but hopefully it works well. I guess I don't know.
I would be interested in looking at some reviews or something like.
Yeah.
Because like I remember when Rocksmith came out,
Mhm.
there was a lot of hype for that, but there was no hype for this. I haven't heard anything about this before.
Well, it was like a Japan only thing, right? And it's just
It was
getting, it's just
Japan only
getting
thing.
translated. Yeah, I think it's.
Yeah.
a
Oh,
big
okay.
deal.
Well, maybe that's part of it.
Yeah, and Rocksmith, you can plug in real guitar. I think this is meant to be a cheaper, a little bit more accessible alternative to that, which Rocksmith is still going on. A lot of people
Yeah.
don't talk about it, but you can still get that and learn songs on that.
Not on Switch.
Not on Switch though. Yep. Witchbrook got delayed. I think Jeremy, you were interested in this one, which is a Stardew Lake.
Oh yes, of course.
Yep. So it was originally coming out winter 2025, but now it's 2026 TBD.
Well, And I regret buying a Switch too.
Because you can't get Witchbrook by this year.
Yeah, I thought I would have it by this 12 or whatever it was.
Yep.
No, that's cool. I mean, obviously, we want indies to have that freedom. That's part of them being indies. Like, maybe they don't get as much press and stuff, but hopefully they can enjoy their job more. So if that means they have to delay it, hell yeah, delay it, make it better, or just have a better life in the meantime.
Speaking of Witchbrook, I guess actually I don't know how I can relate this to it, but they talked about it once on this podcast called Axe of the Blood God that Jeremy and I normally listen to. Kat, did you know that Kat Bailey left the show? She left the show when you went to Japan. Did you think it was your fault since you left the country?
I kind of did, yeah. It was weird. It was weird because like when I went to New York, that's when like right before the plane took off, that's when Michelle Trachtenberg died, and I'm like, well, that's my fault. And then
that was 100% your fault. She was way too
Then
young.
after we landed, Gene Hackman died. So I was like, Jesus Christ. And then like I'm like, who's gonna die when I go to that? And no one died, but
well, people did die. But yeah, no, I was like, oh wow, she left. I'm a huge fan of that show. I'm a huge fan of hers as well. And she kept saying that she had to move to the UK and do all these things. And just recently,
I did not figure it out.
She revealed what she's doing, and she's like part of the story department for Larian, right?
Yeah, that's cool. Baldur's Gate 3.
Baldur's Gate 3, yeah. So it's a pretty big job
that's
there.
That's giant because that's been like they did so much coverage on Axe of the Blood God about it, of course, because it's an RPG in like one of the most purest forms, and it's multiplayer and customizable, and it's a great game. I kind of want to go back to it and start it over again. I've said that before, but no, just the thought of like she's gone from podcasting. Like that's a good ass job.
New storytelling lead for Larian Studios. Yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
that's amazing. That's like holy shit.
It's like writing a story for video games specifically is. Yeah, I figured it was a huge thing if she was completely dropping the podcast for it. Well, handing it off to
moving
everyone
to
else
UK.
and moving to another country too.
I mean, why would anyone move to the UK if not for a job?
If you're Larian or any other big video game company, like I gotta think part of the reason you hire a notable social media person is because they're going to give you a little bit of buzz. So I don't think she's going away entirely. I think she probably goes away for a little bit to get settled into the new job. But like, I know like Alana Pierce, she's big on social media, but she works for Sony, or I don't know if she still works there or whatever.
I mean, but does she have her own podcast that she started and produced and edited and all that?
Yeah. No, Kat will be back occasionally.
I mean, she'll still show up, but I mean,
yeah.
Podcasting is
she's going to be a guest.
Is a lot of time. It takes a lot of time. Trust me. I spend like 6 hours editing this podcast every week, so it's like it takes a fucking.
And
long
that's
time
like
to do it.
hardly any time, just because you've gotten it down to like a science. Because it takes me way longer when I try to edit,
and especially when especially when you're trying to get hosts and all that. It's just a big thing, I mean, she's still going to be, on social media, but I mean, she's just leaving Axe of the Blood God. I mean, she might show up for like Game of the Year or something, but I get it. It's
maybe
a pretty big
Pantheon,
job to work on.
She might be a guest on the Pantheon or something.
I just wanted to mention it because I know you're a big fan of the show, and I'm a big fan of the show, and she'll definitely
huge fan.
Be missed. And
I congratulated her on Blue Sky, and she liked my comment.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I always liked her a lot. Like back when I had stopped listening to IGN's NVC or whatever for a while, because I got really bored of it. But the reason I started listening to it again was because she was on it. So she kind of brought me back to listening to it again because I like her a lot. And I originally discovered her through Retronauts as well because, Jeremy Parrish worked with 1UP and all that. And I even used to listen to the regular 1UP podcast way back when that she was on. Like this was like fucking 10, 15 years ago or whatever. But I've listened and I listened to Axe of the Blood God for years. And it's still one of my favorite podcasts like ever. So.
Her and Nadia's chemistry, like that's something I'm gonna miss because like they play off each other so well. Like, not to say Eric, I like Eric a lot too, and I mean everything's cool. I'm gonna miss that. Like, obviously, I'm like the hipster fan that's like I miss how it used to be, or whatever. But I actually am like super excited for Cat, and like, wow, like that's somebody who I really respect, like being involved in these future games. I'm probably going to love even more now because like I'll feel more of a personal connection to them.
Definitely.
Nice.
So hats off to you. Yeah.
Atari announced the Intellivision Sprint, an Intellivision mini console, which it looks cool. I mean, it looks exactly like what an Intellivision fan would want. Now, we all have heard about the Amico the last couple of years, which that just kind of puttered around and never became anything. And it's like, why didn't you guys just do this? This is what this is anybody. If you're an Intellivision fan, this is what you wanted, just a nice, clean version of Intellivision that you can hook up to HDMI and play a bunch of your games. And they seem to put some care into this one, too. You can even get little cards to put on the controller. Like the original system, you had overlays for the controller for every different game. And they've done that for all the different games included. They all have overlays for the controller, like 50 different cards. I think it's kind of cool. It's going to be $150, which is a little pricey, but I mean, where else are you going to get an modern Intellivision these days if you want one?
It comes with 45 games for, $150.
It's pretty good.
I mean, I don't know. Is that like all of them? I don't know how many games they have, how many of percentage of them that is, but
some licensing thing they've got what they can. I guess the big thing was like, Atari's putting it out. So like they used to be rivals, but now Atari's putting
now they're friends.
It almost seemed like that was even more so. It almost seemed like the video that you posted. It was almost like a bit of a gloating thing. It's like, oh yeah, this is like if Nintendo, when they released a Sonic game, they would have been like, now we won. Check it out, Sonic's on Nintendo.
Well, let's talk about these books here. So, Ask Iwata is getting a paperback release.
Yeah, remember when we used to like do a weekly? Let's talk about a
chapter
of Ask Iwata, and then we
just finished my copy,
and we just kind of stopped.
Yeah,
I don't remember why we stopped. It was probably because of a direct or something. But yeah, we had. I wonder
it's
how much.
Because we kept being like, well, I didn't finish the reading. Like we just kept going back and forth.
Yeah, it's because we never wanted to read. We just wanted to play video games.
I don't like reading. Why.
I finished mine.
I like reading, but I like reading some things. I like reading digital comics on my tablet. That's what I like.
Reading. Man, that's just a lot of attention.
But most of the time, it's while I'm recording like 4-hour-long interviews or something where I need something to keep myself sane. So I read comics on my tablet.
Maybe this will get you there because it's a comic. Sakurai is getting his own manga biography. That's cool.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, Sakurai is also getting his own direct tomorrow for Kirby
Another
Air Riders.
Hour somehow.
Yeah. Hey, but do you remember how many hour-long directs he did for Smash Brothers? Like he did a bunch of them. I'm just saying he can do whatever the fuck he wants. It's not like, he did it like, and I actually really liked his in-depth, like, character ones that he did whenever they like announced a new fighter for it. Like, He got in there and told you everything about it, and I always thought that was
so.
Cool.
Do you think the manga is going to become an anime eventually? I bet it will, and then they'll do a live action version of it.
No more live action animes.
No,
let them stay animated.
Yeah,
that would be.
I think Sakurai is just his own thing now. He's his own product.
But if it does become an anime, I'll watch it or try to watch it.
And he's got to voice his own character. He could do it.
I just want a Sakurai video game.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, we already have one, but one with him in it as the main character. We already have a few. Go play Kirby on your NES. He made that.
I forgot that he's a giant puffball that sucks everybody up.
Yeah. Well, he did make that. Speaking of NES 40-year stuff. Kirby's Adventure. That's a good game.
Another anniversary. It's been 5 years since Mario Kart Live Home Circuit.
And how often have you played it in 5 years? You're the one of us that has it.
I think I've played it 3 times.
You played it 3 times when you got it, and then
I kind of wish I would have bought it those multiple times. I kept thinking like maybe I will wish I bought it. Now I kind of wish I had, just because I'm sure it's not cheap to buy it anymore.
You can get some used ones.
I don't think it's expensive, right?
I mean, it's definitely not for sale anymore. New.
They're not producing them anymore. So.
No, but you can get them on eBay for I think $50 for the cart.
That's too much.
Yeah.
Wasn't it like 60 new? I don't remember how much it was.
It was 100 new.
Oh wow!
So
it's definitely way too much.
set.
Yeah,
and then I got it on sale for $50 each. So I bought Mario and Luigi. Yeah, but it's fun. It's a fun game. The only reason I don't
if you
play
got
it
if you
is
got a lot
because I
of
live in a
space.
second floor apartment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's not just because you're on the second floor. It's because your first floor person is very mean, and
Yeah,
and
the
you-
broom
true.
hazard.
and you can't even like breathe without her
Yeah.
fucking pounding
You
the
can attest.
ceiling every
I'd
2
say
seconds.
I tried. I told you before.
I understand
and
why you're
I'm
afraid.
I'm sure you
Yeah.
believe me, but
I understand
but
why you're afraid to
you
do
got it.
everything now. Like I gave you shit for not getting that box game, but now I understand that you have fucking broom lady on the first floor. Just
Is there like a different? Could you like?
you can't even
Move to a
like
different
silently
spot in the same
fart
building?
without her hitting the ceiling.
Nope. What'd you say, Jeremy?
Could you like try to move to a different apartment at the end of your lease, like but in the same building?
This is it's condos here, so I'm renting from the owner of the condo.
Gotcha.
I would just constantly just jump on the ceiling, jump on the floor constantly until she moves out. It's just try to piss her off.
But that changes it because she owns the property. That's so different.
Oh yeah,
Just
I guess
like
yeah.
another renter. Damn, that sucks. But I guess you got a nice condo, so you're cool with it.
I guess she
Yeah, I got
can't.
a really good deal.
At least she can't hear you when you're in your podcasting closet or whatever.
Yep. At least she's never complained about that. So
I think
must
it's
have
probably
some good
'cause she's-
soundproofing here.
A fan. Maybe we should get her. on
She's
the
just listening. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
That's why she's using the broom because I'm not podcasting it. She wants me to podcast. Yeah. Hey,
yeah, it
do the
was.
show.
It was.
She's like, if you're gonna play this game, at least be recording. Always record.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. Like I walk into the into the apartment. It's like yeah, okay.
You sat down on the couch.
How
The
dare
crime
you
was sitting on the
exist.
couch.
Yeah, and it was like dun dun dun. I'm like, fuck you. I mean,
Yeah.
you're much nicer than me. Like I could see myself being drunk and just start pounding on the floor and just be like, fuck you. I would totally
But
do
then
that.
you have to deal with whoever your landlord is who owns the place, and
Yeah.
yeah, that sounds awful. Do you at least know the person, or is it's a landlord that's renting it to you?
Oh, I know the landlord. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Could you be like, hey, can you get that lady to stop with that thing?
Stop pounding the ceiling.
Could you talk to her on a personal level and be like, hey, here's a ham sandwich? Like, don't ever do that again.
That'll
Oh.
solve.
Yeah, I don't know.
That'll solve any problem. Is a good ham sandwich. Just make a good one and be like, here.
I just recognized
Shut up.
like at a certain point, I was like, really? Like you give me the broom because I got up after 2 hours of sitting still doing nothing to go use the bathroom.
Hey, we all
Yeah.
gotta pee,
It's like-
and walk.
So I just at that point decided to dismiss it. So
You get the
That's-
broom. You get the broom for walking. She
Now
expects.
you don't
she
ever
expects,
go to
like,
the bathroom.
nobody to move ever. She wants everybody
Yeah.
to live on the toilet constantly and just never do anything. Just sit there and eat and shit until you're dead. I guess
yeah,
that's what she expects from you. So get on it. Get back in the
guess.
bathroom. Get back to shitting in there.
I just wish this lady had a nicer roof because maybe she'd be happier.
She needs
If
a
there
top.
wasn't
She needs
people living
she
on
needs
a
a top
roof.
floor. Is what she wants. She needs like nobody above her.
maybe so. Let's do 2 more, and then I think we're good after that.
Yeah, enough
One-
giving shit to John's downstairs neighbor.
remember, she's a fan.
We're gonna spend a
Yeah.
whole Patreon episode on that. That's our next
Hey, we
one.
love you. You just like, they say like, you got to break through that glass ceiling. Well, you can't have someone above you to do that.
I can just stomp through the glass floor. I like that.
Always punch down.
Next Patreon, everything we hate about John's lower neighbor. The episode. It's a 5-hour long one. It's really long. So we're gonna
It's
do
very
it.
loud.
We're gonna do it in like 10 parts.
John's recording it in his living room.
So Nintendo has filed a patent for displaying dual screen games on the Switch and Switch 2. This means no promises or whatever, but cool that at least they're, crossing their T's and dotting their I's there. Hopefully that does mean getting a DS on the Switch 1 and 2.
Maybe.
Some different options that they have in the patent are like to do a picture-in-picture, like one screen, but you got a smaller screen.
They do that
inside.
on the Wii U.
Well, I was gonna
You
say
really-
but you can already do that for the Castlevania DS games that are on there. Like there are
Hmm.
DS games that are on Switch that do this exact thing. How can you make? I don't understand how you can make a patent for that because people are doing that already. Are already releasing DS games with like a bigger screen and a small screen on the same screen.
I don't know. Yep.
Like,
They
that's
filed
not-
it. I don't know if the patent was approved or anything.
Yeah, it
but-
doesn't seem like something you can own. I don't know.
And then they
I
have
don't know.
another
Apparently, you
patent
can
for.
own capturing characters and balls.
I guess, yeah.
They have another one for using like a parent screen and a child screen. So maybe you could have like use your spare Switch 1, while you're sitting on the couch as the touch screen or something like that. That'd be kind of cool. That's a good solution,
Give us a use for our unused Switch ones that we all have.
Yeah.
right? Or your phone, presumably. Yep.
I would love it if you could use the Wii U screen.
Bring it back. Yep.
Yeah, why don't we just connect? Yeah, just connect the Wii U controller to the Switch. I would like that. I liked playing DS games on my Wii U with two screens. It was quite cool.
But you can't walk more than 30 feet away from your Switch.
Well, I mean, you can use my Wii U remote in most of the places in this house.
My Switch and I are
we
never
got
more
pretty
than 30
good.
feet apart, so it's fine.
We got pretty good. Works pretty good around here. In this here parts.
Or let's end on this one, more of a somber one to go out on. Tomonobu Itagaki passed away. He was the creator of Dead or Alive and the Ninja Gaiden 2004 reboot.
The
So is
three
it wrong,
the
is it wrong to
3D
say heaven or hell?
the 3D.
Let's rock.
That's a different game. that's
I know it is.
That's Guilty Gear.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah. No. I mean, yeah, he was pretty young too, right? Wasn't he in like his
Yeah, he was
early
56, I think.
50s or something, mid 50s? I always thought he was.
Yep.
I always thought he was a little creepy from what I saw of his interviews at E3. Maybe because of the Dead or Alive stuff, but I remember him being kind of sleazy towards the female interviewers that he was talking to back in the day. That's kind of my memory of him. But I know a lot of people really liked Dead or Alive and those new Ninja Gaiden games. And Ninja Gaiden 4 just came out, right? Was he working on that before he died?
I don't
I'm not
think he
sure
worked
about
on
that,
it.
but
Yeah.
I think I got clarification. I think I remember someone saying specifically he didn't work on that one, but no, actually, what I'm thinking of was, so I don't have an answer for that, but I remembered, did he work on Metroid Other M? And actually, it was Team Ninja, his company. So he didn't work on Other M, but his company that he started did work on Other M. Yep.
so is he affiliated with Bandai Namco?
I don't remember if he was Bandai Namco or not.
Because wasn't that a Bandai Namco? Like, am I wrong about Other M? I don't know.
It was Team Ninja,
It was Team Ninja. Never mind.
as from Ninja Gaiden. But I don't know who is Ninja Gaiden associated with normally, is the question. I don't really know.
Tecmo? I don't know.
Tecmo, yep.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Oh, am I right? It just popped in
Yeah.
my head.
So let's read this. Says that this is from Time Extension. The news was shared in a posthumous post from the creator, which was to be published in the event of his death, with his close friend, the co-founder and creative director of Bit Summit, James Mielke, confirming his passing on Blue Sky and Instagram. So here's the note written by Itagaki that was published. The flame of my life is finally about to go out. If this message has been posted, that means the time has come. I'm no longer in this world. This final post has been entrusted to someone dear to me. My life was a constant battle, and I kept on winning. I also caused a lot of trouble along the way. I take pride in having fought through it all, following my own convictions. I have no regrets. I can only feel deep sorrow that I couldn't deliver a new work to all my fans. That's just how it goes. So it goes. Tomonobu Itagaki. So, rest in peace.
Wow.
Thank you for the games.
So not as exactly apologetic for any trouble he may have caused, but
Oh, well, I was going to mention.
still satisfied with his life.
for being a creepster on the interviews. Not video game related, but related enough. Fucking Diane Keaton, man. She died. That really upset me because I loved her so
did.
much. And you want to know something crazy about Diane Keaton? She directed a Twin Peaks episode. I didn't even know that.
Oh.
She directed an episode from season 2 of Twin Peaks. Because I guess she was looking into television writing at the time, and she directed one of the middle Twin Peaks season 2 ones. But yeah, she did a lot of great shit. I always loved her. I mean, I kind of wish that Woody Allen would have went before she did, but
yeah.
he's about to turn 90 next month. But but no, I did. I was a big fan of his before all the weird shit happened with his daughter and all that. But the second time, his other daughter. But I always loved her in like in Annie Hall and like and Love and Death and Sleeper and like Manhattan Murder Mystery and all those movies she was in. I always thought she was really cool. So it really upset me a lot that she died. And like 79 and
Yeah.
I always thought she looked great no matter what age she was, and I figured she'd live forever. So sucks. People keep dropping like flies out there. But go watch Diane Keaton's Twin Peaks season 2 episode. I just thought that was great. That was wild that she worked on the Twin Peaks. She was a director. I thought I had all the directors memorized from Twin Peaks. I bet you didn't know that the guy who directed The Wizard also directed an episode of Twin Peaks. Bet you didn't know that.
No, I did not know that. No,
yeah. I know that because that was the first.
Wait, was that the episode with the Power Glove?
Well, yeah. I mean, he hadn't. I guess he had already done The Wizard before Twin Peaks, right? Probably because that was, or was it after? When was
it was
Mario
in the first
3?
season?
I don't know. I don't remember what episode it was that he did, but I just would recognize his name because that was the first time I started watching opening credits was for Twin Peaks because I wanted to know whether David Lynch was directing it or not. Because if he was, then it was an important episode to pay attention to.
That episode was so bad.
Oh, the one that he did?
I don't know. I don't remember. I'm just making.
I love that episode.
Anyway, yeah, that's this. Speaking of episodes, that's the end of this one. Thanks everybody for listening to NintenDomain Podcast, episode 494. It's Palindrome. 6 weeks away from.
What are we going to do for 500? What are we going to do?
Got to think about it.
Send us your ideas.
6 weeks away.
We actually have to start thinking about this shit.
Yeah, you two send us ideas. As referring to Jeremy and John to the Slack. Let us know.
I mean, that's half a grand.
What we should do. It is true. But yeah, if you want to watch the Tokyo, Thailand episode with Jeremy and Shauna, go to patreon.com/NintenDomain podcast and get on that $5 level so you can watch the videos. And the $1 one will be out soon enough, and so will be the sampler that's on the free feed, and you can listen to it all you would like. There's plenty of cool music on there for the intros and outros, which you can also hear that WART Radio on Patreon also. And you can find us on Blue Sky at NintenDomain and at Domain and at Trey Johnson and youtube.com/NintenDomain podcast and twitch.tv/NintenDomain podcast. And just look up NintenDomain podcast. You can find it anywhere. But we've been your hosts. I'm Trey Johnson.
I'm Jerry Mikowski.
John Litter.
And thanks everybody for listening. We'll see you next time.
See ya.
Later.
Because I want to get my 10th gold. I'm still at 9 gold.
Someone just had to crack open a soda right there.
I was trying to find
absolutely insane how much was captured. All the effervescence.
I was trying
captured by that audio.
I was trying to look at the Bug Hunter, and it just got into a video that played that.
It's all good.